This is a production of SDPB.
Touchdown! This is for a state championship. Oh, Droid kicked it, it's good!
There's going to be some highlights coming off of this.
The short-range jumper.
Edging out in lane 4, the top seed.
This South Dakota High School State Championship event is conducted under the direction of the South Dakota High School Activities Association.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back inside the Ice Arena, inside the Monument in Rapid City. It's semifinal Friday night for the boys AA basketball tournament right here on SDPB. Along with JJ Hardigan, I'm Steve Toom. Great to have you with us. We had some exciting close basketball games earlier today in our consolation round. In case you missed it, boy, you missed some good basketball, JJ.
You certainly did. That Watertown Arrows team battled back to beat the T-Area Titans 73-68. There were some dramatic shots in that one. Brandon Valley, similar story. They had a 5-point win over O'Gorman, who came back strong in the second half. The Lynx hold on for their 5-point victory. That will mean Watertown and Brandon will play each other tomorrow. O'Gorman and T will face each other tomorrow. That sets up our nightcap here this evening with two more games coming up here on SDPB. First, we'll have Sioux Falls Lincoln versus Harrisburg, the 1 versus 4 seed. And the final game of the evening, Sioux Falls Roosevelt versus Huron. 2 versus 3 battle should be an exciting one at 6:45.
Yep, the top 4 seeds advancing here on semifinal Friday night. And there you see the brackets on how the teams got here. Lincoln, that game was closer than the final score indicates. Same thing with Roosevelt, Brandon Valley, and also really with Huron O'Gorman. Roosevelt and Huron pulling away late in those particular contests to get the victories to advance them here to semifinal Friday night. Let's meet the teams participating in our first semifinal. First of all, the Harrisburg Tigers. Scott Langrock leads this team into action. Last year they finished 4th place here at this state tournament, and they had a really, really good campaign. This team scores 62 points a game. They give up 52.5 on defense. They have quality wins over Huron, Brandon Valley, and Watertown very late. And Watertown knows who they beat yesterday. They beat Yankton in the Sodak 16 round by 10. And then a hard-fought contest against Watertown yesterday, winning by 4 points. Let's check out the First Dakota starting lineup. Bennett Jensen, Miles Knorr, Kyle Quaker, Creighton Gibbon, and Stellan Larson. You got 3 seniors, 2 juniors in that starting lineup for the Tigers. And their opponents are unbeaten on the year, JJ, the Lincoln Patriots.
Yeah, this is a team that's now 2 wins away from a complete perfect season, led by head coach Luke Hanneman. Knows a thing or two about a perfect season. Played for the Lincoln Patriots in 2009 as a player himself. They went all the way and won the state title with 0 losses on the year. His team poised to go deep in this tournament. They've had some resounding victories, including one against Harrisburg back on December 16th. That was very early in the season, 66-53. That game against Sturgis Brown, a dominating performance in the Sodak 16 to really set the stage for this state tournament. Yesterday against T, the offense really ignited in the second half of that game. It was close at the halftime break, but it ended up being all Lincoln in the second half. 69-44 punched their ticket to the semifinals.
Yeah, and it was Lincoln's defense that was the key. They got 2 Brodys and 2 Sams in their starting lineup. Brody Schaefer, he's their point guard, the 6-foot junior. Owen Duffy, he had 6 big points in the 4th quarter yesterday. Sam Erickson starting at a guard. Samuel DeGroat, he is the 6'7" senior, earlier today named Gatorade High School Boys Basketball Player of the Year. And Brody Knorr, he is the other guard who had 13 points yesterday. JJ, quick thoughts before we send it over to PA.
Yeah, this is going to be a good matchup today. Harrisburg knows they've got a big battle in front of them, but they have the talent, they have the size. They've got a team that is built and ready to battle against anybody. Lincoln needs to bring their best effort tonight. They cannot have an off night in the semifinals if they want to have a chance to continue this perfect run.
And the benches will be important for both squads tonight. We're ready for the pregame ceremonies, the introduction of the starting lineups. Doing the public address duties this weekend, Joe Van Gore.
Good evening, basketball fans. Welcome to the Ice Arena at the Monument. And this is championship semifinal Friday night at the South Dakota State AA Boys Basketball Tournament. The South Dakota High School Activities Association, along with its corporate partners Sanford Health, Dakota Bank, Farmers Union Insurance, Billion Automotive, and the South Dakota Army National Guard, welcome you to this fourth session of the AA tournament. In semifinal game number 1, we have the 4th seed at 17-5, the Harrisburg Tigers, and the number 1 seed with a record of 22-0, the Sioux Falls Lincoln Patriots. This tournament is being conducted under the guidance and regulation of the South Dakota High School Activities Association for the enjoyment and benefit of high school students. Good sportsmanship is essential for the success of these programs. We hope you'll enjoy tonight's game and support your athletes in a positive and sportsmanlike manner. And now, basketball fans, please stand if you're able as we honor America and those who protect our freedom at both home and abroad, and in celebration of our nation's 250th birthday in July with the national anthem, performed tonight by the Douglas High School Pep Band under the direction of Jennifer Stelzig. We would remind all in attendance that the proper respect is to face the flag, remove your cap or hat, and stand at attention with your right hand over your heart. Veterans and active duty military not in uniform may also salute the flag. Basketball fans, our national anthem. Fans, this year, in partnership with the South Dakota High School Activities Association, the participating schools of the Boys State AA Tournament, and the officials of the tournament are proud to introduce the junior official program. We appreciate the willingness of our officials to take part in this initiative and mentor younger individuals who have an interest in officiating. This program provides a great opportunity for youth to gain exposure to the officiating profession while learning from experienced officials in a state tournament environment. For this game, we're proud to welcome our junior officials. From Harrisburg, Pierce Jensen. And from Sioux Falls, Lincoln, Cohen Kenyon. And now, basketball fans, your officials as assigned by the South Dakota High School Activities Association. The referee is Jeremy Grady. Umpire number 1, Dwayne McPherson. Umpire number 2 is Jake Studer. And the alternate at the table is Shane Gottlieb. They are licensed by the South Dakota High School Activities Association to officiate this game. Please respect their decisions as they officiate tonight's game. The head coach for the Harrisburg Tigers is Scott Langerock. And the head coach for the Sioux Falls Lincoln Patriots, Luke Hanneman. And now, basketball fans, your starting lineups in alternating fashion. First of all, for the Harrisburg Tigers, at a guard, a 5'10" junior, number 1, Bennett Jensen. At a guard for Sioux Falls Lincoln, a 6-foot junior, number 1, Brody Schaefer. At a guard for Harrisburg, a 6'1" junior, number 3, Miles Knorr. At a guard for Sioux Falls Lincoln, a 6'1" senior, number 3, Owen Duffy. At a guard for Harrisburg, a 5'10" senior, number 4, Cole Quaker. At a guard for Sioux Falls Lincoln, a 6'3" senior, number 11, Sam Erickson. At a forward for Harrisburg, a 6'5" senior, number 11, Creighton Gibbon. At a forward for Lincoln, a 6'7" senior, number 15, Samuel DeGroat. And at a forward for the Tigers, a 6'3" senior, number 21, Stellan Larson. And at a guard for Sioux Falls Lincoln, a 6'1" junior, number 21, Brody Knorr. These lineups are brought to you by Channel Seed. All right, Harrisburg fans, are you ready?
We are ready for basketball here on semifinal Friday night. Along with J.J. Hardigan, I'm Steve Toon. Great to have you here at the Ice Arena. It'll be Harrisburg in the dark red uniforms, the gold numbers and letters, the home whites with the blue numbers and letters for the Patriots. Electric atmosphere here inside the Ice Arena. Good crowd on hand. The student sections are pretty full. And we're expecting 2 dynamite games tonight. These teams met back in December, and it was Lincoln winning by 13. Gibbon and DeGroat in the center circle, and who's going to control it? The Tigers. Lincoln goes man-to-man right away. They'll play it on the perimeter. 3 ball on the way, good! Knorr with the bucket.
Well, that's a good sign for the Tigers. They shot just 27% from three-point land in the first round victory. They need more consistent shooting from deep, especially against this Lincoln team that can pile on points in a hurry. The more the Tigers can put on, the more challenging it becomes for Lincoln to pick up a victory.
DeGroat was open, he knocks down the 3.
There's your South Dakota Gatorade Player of the Year making his mark immediately in this game.
Yeah, good ball movement by Lincoln. That is one of their hallmarks. They move without the basketball so very well. You just never see those guys standing around. If there's a drive past the outside, oh, we're going to have a foul. Good sportsmanship there by Duffy as he helps the opposing player up.
We expect this game to be a more fast-paced game than we've seen it maybe any of the other 6 that we've seen so far at this tournament. We expect it to be a very physical game here tonight. Teams that can stay out of foul trouble, the players that can find themselves on the court, getting high percentage shots, probably going to give their teams the best chance to win this game today. It's all about staying mentally tough, and I think you might have a flop call here on Lincoln. That's going to go much to the demise, or I guess to the displeasure, I guess you could say, of Coach Hanneman. He's not pleased at all with that call.
So the ball will go to the Patriots.
Yep. Flopping warning for the first time here for Lincoln today.
Yeah, that was Stellan Larson who had the miss, and he had a good look at it here. Nice little give and go as Schaefer so quick and misses the shot. But he is one of the fastest players in the state. That foul will be on Creighton Gibbon, his first, team's first. Brody Schaefer averages 10 points a game, 2 rebounds, 6.5 assists per contest.
He had a big night in the Sodak 16 win against Sturgis, had 16 points, 9 points last night. He played 30 minutes. He's on the court virtually the entire game.
Yep, and the second one is good too. Not only that, but he controls the tempo of the game. He's like having an assistant coach out on the court. He's a very smart player. That's Gibbon with the ball. What about smart players? That guy has a very high GPA. Wants to be a dentist. And there's Larson swatted away. DeGroat, one of those players that can just seem to do everything. Play defense, get rebounds, block shots, a great passer. Extra pass. Oh, it's loose in the backcourt. Duffy picks it up. He's got a teammate. He's going to be fouled, and he'll get some free throws as he hit the deck. Looked like that was Bennett Jensen who had to break that play up. At a 2-on-1 here. And Duffy will go to the line on the year, 60% for the senior. He averages a little over 6 points and 4 rebounds a game.
Yeah, he got 6 points in the first round win. Didn't get to the free throw line in that game, though. This is his first trip to the stripe in the tournament.
We have David Dode, number 22, checking in for Harrisburg. And he replaces Jensen. Got that one.
They don't have a 6th player of the year in high school, but if you could give that away, I think David Doe would be a player that a lot of coaches would say he's probably deserving of it. A guy who comes off the bench, but is electric when he's on the floor. He's a difference maker, both offensively, defensively. Saw that in bunches last night in the first round win for Harrisburg.
Yeah, he scores over 9.5 points a game, does Doe, but that time Tigers turn it over. 3 on the way, good! Number 11, Sam Erickson.
Well, that's a big weight off of his shoulders. He really struggled yesterday from three-point land. Was 3 of 13 from distance, from the field. He was 1 of 10 from three-point land. He really wanted to get his shooting going and found his touch early in this contest.
Doe, one dribble, then has to give it up. There's a drive, and it's tapped away, out of bounds. Tipped out by number 21, Brody Knorr.
He had a really nice game yesterday. Had 20 minutes on the court, 13 points, was 6 of 8 from the field. An aggressive defender, had 2 steals in that game yesterday for Lincoln.
Yeah, he just was seen to be everywhere as Owen Siliuson, number 12, checks in for Harrisburg. Larson drives, DeGroat. I think he blocked that one into the hands of Schaefer. Bounce pass to the corner. Looking inside, nobody open. Here's Erickson, no on the 3, and Doe up high claims the rebound. Something Coach Langrock says, we have to have defensive rebounds. We can't give Lincoln those extra opportunities. Blocked! Doe had it blocked. Here come the Patriots. Erickson driving, baseline was cut off. Back up top to Schaefer. 4:40 and counting here, quarter number 1. Schaefer thought about it. DeGroat, he'll back it out. Here's a 3 on the way. No, missed everything. And Doe claims the rebound. Here's a long 3 on the way, and that's good by number 4, Koiker.
That matches his total from yesterday. He had just 3 points in the first round win over Watertown. Had 19 the game before, though, in the Sodak 16, so you know he can pile it on.
A little bit of a mismatch, a guard guarding DeGroat, but nothing cooking there. Erickson can't make it happen. Schaefer, quick into the paint, backdoor cut, reverse layup. Knorr.
On Brody Schaefer, I mean, he's committed to play at SDSU as a quarterback. He's like a quarterback out there on the court in basketball terms. Sees the floor so well. It opens up so much with what he can do with his passing ability. That was just a perfect pass on the backdoor.
And there's a three, and it's good by Larson, and back and forth we go.
Stellan Larson, a double-double yesterday. Did have 5 turnovers in that game, but 12 rebounds to go along with 16 points in the victory over Watertown.
3, no. Rebound comes down to Knorr, and we're going to have a tip ball saved by Duffy. Pass, DeGroat, out of bounds. It'll stay with Lincoln. Timeout on the court, 3:13 left, first quarter. It's Lincoln 11, Harrisburg 9. Back in a moment, right here on SDPB.
We aren't meant to be still. And while you determine the direction you'll go, we're just here to help you along the way. So go. Go with experience. Go with teamwork. Go with neighbors. Go with integrity.
Welcome back inside the Ice Arena. We've got Lincoln on top of Harrisburg early on. 11-9 along with J.J. Hardigan. I'm Steve Toom. Lincoln plays it in from the baseline up top. Coming into the game is Everett Starks, number 13. Also Landon Monk into the game, number 23. And we're going to have a whistle. Foul, Harrisburg, as they go to their bench well with Connor Clark, number 30. And Clark gets that foul, his first, team's third. Schaefer looking, throws it up top to Monk. Here's a drive, Schaefer scores. He's got 4 points. And the lead is 4.
This has been about as good a start as you could ask for both teams today. Harrisburg 3 of 7 from the field, 3 for 3 from three-point land. Lincoln at 57% on the day, 4 of 7 from the field. They've hit 2 threes.
Monk is going to get tagged for that foul, his first, team second. Talking with Coach Langrock before the game, and he mentioned, hey, three-pointers, they got to be a big part of our arsenal tonight.
And it definitely seems like they've made that a point of emphasis. And again, they really struggled from 3 yesterday. They were only at 27%. They're hoping for a much better turnaround today. And so far, the effort there has been perfect. 3 for 3 to start this first quarter.
Gibbon gives up the ball. Jensen back in. That one rolls off the rim. DeGroat with the rebound. Schaefer slows it down, signals the play. DeGroat working one-on-one against Clark, backing him down, spins, elevates, got it. He's got 5, and here comes some pressure from Lincoln. Tigers, nice job there by Miles Knorr. We got Miles Knorr for Harrisburg, Brody Knorr on the court for Lincoln. Clark with the ball. That's in.
He had just 8 made threes the entire season. That's his 3rd made 3 now of the tournament. He had a couple big ones yesterday. His first today. David Doe's just kind of starting to shine bright when the lights shine brightest.
The 3 no good by Erickson. Rebound comes down to Miles Knorr. He lost the handle momentarily. Allows Lincoln to get back on defense. This is a super long 3. Missed everything by Jensen. He was beyond the NBA arc.
And that's the first miss from distance today for Harrisburg. They're still looking for their first make inside the arc. 0 for 5 in the interior.
That was Schaefer with the miss. Doe with the rebound. Gibbon on the move. Pass up ahead. Miles Knorr. No. Rebound tapped outside, and that was collected by Starks. DeGroat with the ball. He's picked up by Connor Clark, senior. Nothing there at the free throw line. A little pick and roll here as Schaefer, reverse layup. He got it to go somehow.
Boy, he is so smooth and he's fast. The way he can cut through traffic with that dribble. Guy uses his speed, his smarts, this time his defense to get some transition opportunities.
Yep. Patriots really didn't have the numbers there, so Schaefer just wisely backs it out. He'll be stared down by Jensen. Man-to-man for the Tigers. Both teams got some reserves in the contest at the moment. Winding down the first quarter. Schaefer somehow gets that shot to go. He was just determined, and Miles Knorr can't get the shot off. Would not have counted. We're done with one. 19-12, Patriots on top. Back in a moment right here on SDPB.
South Dakota, a state shaped by its people. It's more than a place, it's opportunity waiting to be realized. At South Dakota State University, opportunity is turned into progress. Through research, education, and a community that inspires, SDSU drives the future of this state. We're not just here, we're taking action with purpose, trust, and impact. This is SD State.
We are back inside the ice arena. Get a look at some of the younger Lincoln fans there as they start the period with the basketball and the lead.
Yeah, 58% shooting quarter for Lincoln. 7 of 12 from the field, 2 of 7 from three-point land. Led by Brody Schaefer right now. He's got 8 points on 3 of 5 shooting. Erickson and DeGroat have combined for 8 points. That's 16 of your 19 points from the 3, the top Lincoln scores.
Hudson King into the game, number 10 for Harrisburg. He got the rebound off the DeGroat miss. Gibbon with the ball. And that's out of bounds. Stepped on the line. Turnover Tigers. Tigers, all their shots have been three-pointers.
Yeah, I mean, they've been getting some inside looks. They're just not falling right now. They're 4 of 6 from three-point land. That's 67%. But for the game, they're just 36%. They're 4 of 11 from the field overall. Means 0 for 5 inside the arc or inside the paint. Got to find a way, which is a challenge against this tall and athletic Lincoln team, but gonna have to find a way to get some of those inside looks to start to fall.
Erickson in and out on the 3. Hudson King didn't play yesterday. He is out there playing today, gets another rebound. Gibbon into the paint. No, tipped into the hands of Erickson. Erickson guarded by Gibbon. He's going to go all the way, and the shot no good. The rebound to the Tigers.
Erickson thought he got fouled there. Might have been a little contact, but I'm not sure enough really to warrant a whistle there from the officials. They let it play on.
Creighton Gibbon in the corner. Give it up to King. Larson, a couple buckets early, or a bucket early. 10 on the shot clock. King looking. Larson guarded by DeGroat. Block, foul. We'll have free throws here for the Tigers. Brody Knorr with the foul, his first. And that will send Stellan Larson to the line. On the year, 65%.
Talking with the coaching staff before this tournament began, they highlighted Stellan as a guy that they really thought has been a key player for them this year. They think that he plays bigger than his 6'3" body frame, more like a 6'5", 6'6" type player. Very physical, inside-outside player. He's been consistent all year for their team and is a very emotional player out there as well.
Doe got a rebound, couldn't get the putback as DeGroat hit the floor. Anyway, Stellan Larson heading off to Dakota State to play basketball.
Yeah, that's a good pickup for them.
DeGroat sets the screen after handing it off. Erickson, three, no. Good box out there by Gibbon. He collects that rebound. He'll want to drive, kick it to the corner. Three ball, yes. That's number 3, Miles Knorr.
Pitt made 3 of the half now for Harrisburg. As they continue to pile it on. Looking at the stats from yesterday, this Tigers team, they were 6 of 22 for the game from three-point land. They are 1 shy of that already in this first half.
DeGroat maneuvers inside, throws it up, foul on the floor. Going to be a foul on the Tigers. And that is going to be on Miles Knorr, the junior, his first.
DeGroat was expecting to get some free throws there. He was hoping for continuation, but the call came before the shot was instigated. So Lincoln will inbound it here underneath their own hoop with a fresh 35 on the shot clock.
Starks in, Monk in. Duffy out, also Brody Knorr out for Lincoln. Here's a 3-ball on the way, it's no good. The rebound to the Patriots, collected by Monk. Now DeGroat, he's going to be double teamed.
Lincoln now 2 of 10 from three-point land here in the first half. They continue to work it inside with success.
And we're going to have a rebounding foul on number 23. That's Landon Monk as he came flying in there. 4:59 left, second quarter, timeout on the court. It's Lincoln 19, Harrisburg 15. We'll take a break and come back with more. This is the AA Boys Basketball Tournament on SDPB.
Reading opens every door to learning, opportunity, and understanding. The South Dakota Department of Education is strengthening literacy outcomes for students across our state, helping educators connect classroom instruction to the science of how children learn to read and write. Through professional support and shared resources, schools are building strong foundation in literacy for every learner. South Dakota Department of Education, learning, leadership, service.
You're committed to building relationships, to exceeding expectations, to serving your community. Your financial partner should share your vision and your values. For 130 years, we've stood by South Dakotans. We've been there, we'll be there. Convenient, connected, committed. Bank West, member FDIC.
And we are back inside the ice arena. Good crowd on hand. There's the Harrisburg student section. As we get back to action here, Tigers play it in. That's Miles Knorr bringing the ball up the court. Not much scoring in this quarter for both teams, just 3 points combined. That was a three-pointer by Harrisburg.
Yeah, Lincoln yet to get any points in this quarter. Harrisburg still down by 4.
Larson just muscles it up and in with the left hand. That's the first 2-point basket of the game. Monk got loose down low, and he got fouled with the good head fake there. And that's going to be a foul on Owen Siliuson. He's a senior, 6'2".
Well, I don't have any problem with that foul. You didn't want to give up an easy layup in transition like that. You maybe lost your footing and got up in the air, but it wasn't in the active shooting. Lincoln still has to go through the offensive set here now, and you don't give any free points away to these Patriots.
Nice little give and go there, and the 3 by DeGroat. He's got 8. Set the pick, roll to the outside, was wide open.
You can see why Augustana head coach Cody Schilling's really going to love having him and Sam Erickson there next year. They play so well together. Adding Marcus Talley to the mix from Mitchell, that's going to be a dangerous trio over the next few years in Sioux Falls.
Cole Koiker gets the tray for the Tigers. 2-point game here. Uh-oh, look out! And I thought we were going to see a dunk, but DeGroat got the layup nonetheless. And a quick 30-second timeout called by Harrisburg. Watch this. Confusion. Both players went to the outside, and credit Silliuson for at least challenging him.
That's kind of like in those football terms in RPO, you've got a choice to either hand it off to the running back, run as a quarterback, or pass it away. But he chose to just keep it himself that time. Could have easily handed it off, let the action keep moving, found the open lane to the hoop. That just shows next level intelligence for Sam DeGroat out there. And he's playing at a high level right now, already with 10 points, 4 of 5 from the field. He's played 12 minutes out there on the floor, picking up 2 big rebounds. He's doing a lot of the little things. No, by the way, I think he's blocked officially 2 shots. Might have had a third actually as well. But yeah, he's playing great on both ends of the floor right now.
Get a look at some of the Lincoln fans here. Some of the Harrisburg fans there, I believe. As we get back to action. 24-20. Patriots on top. Along with J.J. Hardigan, I'm Steve Toom here in Rapid City. Inbound pass comes to Larson. Lincoln, they'll pretty much play man-to-man the entire game. Doe with the ball. Up top, Larson. And we're going to have a whistle. Foul. And this may be on DeGroat. It is his first. It was on the drive.
Boy, and Stellan really the aggressor in that situation, but he did so calmly. He did it poised, got DeGroat backing up a little bit, playing on his heels, and forced maybe a little bit of a careless foul.
Contested shot is good by number 4, Koiker. My goodness.
He's perfect on the day. Hasn't missed a shot, 3 straight buckets.
And that one, he had the defender right in his grill. Knocked it down. That was a tough, tough shot.
Yeah, 8 points in 10 minutes now for Koiker.
Larson gonna guard DeGroat. That's a good matchup there. Into the game for the Tigers, 32, Hudson Hillman. Scoop underneath. DeGroat wide open. No. Rebound pulled down by Hillman. Foul, Patriots.
I think Owen Duffy's gonna get tagged for this one from behind.
Correct. That is his second. See if there's any activity from the Lincoln bench. None. So we will have the full court press.
Duffy and Monk each with 2 personal fouls now for Lincoln. Nobody's picked up a magic second yet for Harrisburg.
Gibbon throws it to Hillman on the perimeter. Larson, 3 short. Rebound comes down to Jaden Haley, who just checked into the game. Number 5 for the Patriots. Schaefer saw the opening. Larson clears away the rebound. He's looking to drive right at DeGroat. Missed the shot. DeGroat with the rebound. Now he'll bring it into the open court. Good ball handling skills there for a guy 6'7". Well, he slipped there for a moment after he made that pass. Schaefer wants to get to that baseline pass underneath. Outside, DeGroat to the basket. Layup, yes! He's got a dozen. And look out, Schaefer into the table, almost into yours truly. But he managed to hold his momentum and not crash into our equipment.
Jaden Haley's going to check out, but you got to give him a lot of credit on that last possession there. DeGroat got the bucket, but it was Haley from the left block that kicked it back out, saw the open shooter, knew that his guy has the hot hand right now. A very unselfish player, a guy that probably could start at any of the other Sioux Falls schools, but knows his role, knows he had a chance to be part of something special at Lincoln, decided to stay with the Patriots, and he's a role player that comes off that bench and really has some valuable minutes for the Patriots.
And that's what makes this team so dangerous, is here's a 3 on the way, and it's good by Creighton Gibbon his first points of the contest. It's a 1-point game.
That snapped a 2-minute scoring drought for Harrisburg, but they've hit 5 of their last 7 shots. They made this a 1-point contest.
DeGroat facing off against Gibbon. He's going to try to back him down. Here comes the help. He'll elevate. That one rolls off the rim. And we're going to have somebody stepping on the end line. That was Schaefer, as he and Hillman were battling for the rebound.
I think Schaefer was trying to argue that it got tipped out of his hands, but the officials didn't see it that way.
So it's Tiger basketball, 64 seconds left here in the first half, and this has been a dandy of a game. Thrown into Doe, he's looking up court. Tigers will slow it down. Hillman passes to the corner to Milesnor. Now Doe posting up against Schaefer. Let's see if he takes him inside. He will. That rolls off the rim. DeGroat the rebound. Pass to the corner. Erickson got shut off. Doesn't have the shot. Good defense there by Quaker. And we're going to have a whistle and a foul.
Yeah, a little reach in there. There might have been some extra contact after the initial foul, but it had already been whistled. Quaker's going to pick up the personal.
Third team foul on Harrisburg. Shot clock is off, and here comes Stellan Larson running to the scorer's table. Hillman gets a break and a good round of applause from the fans and from his teammates. Get some high fives. He played some quality minutes out there, playing a good floor game and getting some rebounds. Patriots will pull it back near the timeline. Looks like they're going to wait for the final shot. Tigers line up man-to-man. DeGroat's up high, looking for a possible screen perhaps. Referees are warning about the contact between him and Larson. All right, we're at 10 seconds. Here come the Patriots for a little pick and roll. DeGroat shut off. Ball tipped out of his hands. Doe is going to fire it down court, and it's going to sail into the stands. We're done with one half of basketball. We got a dandy here. 26-25, Patriots on top of the Tigers. Back with our halftime show in a moment here on SDPB.
You live life on the move. While you determine what direction that may be, we're here to help along the way. So go. Go with values. Go with friends. Go with support. Go with convenience.
Bioethanol supplies more than just energy. It creates jobs in rural communities. It drives demand for local corn. It provides opportunities for family farms to thrive. To ensure agriculture plays a leading role in the efforts to decarbonize and transition energy, bioethanol remains at the forefront of a pursuit for a cleaner, brighter future for all Americans. Learn how at sdethanol.com.
Powering the possibilities of tomorrow starts today. For our homes, our farms, our businesses. That's why our Touchstone Energy Cooperative continually plans for the future by utilizing and sourcing safe, reliable power for the next generation. So we can power possibilities long into the future. Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, powering possibilities.
Halftime here of our first semifinal on Friday night. We've got a dandy going between the Patriots and the Tigers. 1-point lead for Sioux Falls Lincoln. South Dakota High School Activities Association is a huge part of the sports and activities landscape here in South Dakota. On Wednesday, we had a chance to sit down with the executive director of the High School Activities Association, Dan Swartos, to learn more about the organization's mission and commitment to the kids in our state.
Well, our overall mission is to provide the framework for education-based athletics and fine arts activities for high school students across the state. So we've got about 177 member schools. Those are public schools, private schools, and federal schools. It encompasses about 50,000 kids. About 32,000 of those kids participate in some form or fashion in one of our activities. I think it's just over 30 different activities that we do between the sports and fine arts activities. And in a lot of ways, some of those fine arts activities are just as, or if not more impactful to those kids. You know, I was at state debate a couple weeks ago, and those kids are just as excited as the kids who are winning a state basketball championship. Or we had our second ever esports state tournament this year, and I had a parent come up to me and just say, "Thank you for sponsoring this. You know, my kid has never had a connection to the school or a connection to other kids outside of this, and now this has given him an avenue where he feels a part of the school. It's teaching kids how to win and lose. It's teaching kids leadership skills, character skills, integrity, working with other people, being a good teammate. There's a lot of life skills that go beyond winning and losing and the actual participation part of it. I have to remind myself all the time, I get to come to work and work for 50,000 kids every day and do things that are going to make their day better if we do it right and then we do it well.
And we are very proud of our association and our partnership with the High School Activities Association. JJ, new sports coming in, esports and softball in the last couple of years.
Yeah, it's just awesome to see the way that they make this a community thing. This state of South Dakota embraces these events, these activities, and South Dakota Public Broadcasting does a wonderful job covering it all.
And we love covering it. Make sure you check out our webpage, sdpb.org. Find out more information there. Here, it's halftime of the boys AA basketball tournament. Lincoln ahead of Harrisburg by 1. We'll take a timeout, come back, have stats and highlights and more here from the Ice Arena inside the Monument in Rapid City. This is SDPB.
Creating a legacy means different things to everyone. For us, it's about family, watching my daughter follow in my footsteps, passing the farm onto her, and working side by side every day. It's about building something that lasts. Agtegra Cooperative has been by our side through it all, supporting us from one generation to the next. Agtegra Cooperative, legacy rich, future focused for generations to come.
For over 55 years, Muth Electric has been powering progress across the Midwest. Our team of professionals deliver electrical solutions with innovation and safety at the core. We work with purpose, knowing that each project contributes to something bigger. Muth Electric, a partner in building a brighter future since 1970.
Are Peterson reps real-life seed heroes? Well, they've been known to go the extra mile, literally thousands of extra miles every year. And when they're not driving gravel roads, they're out walking fields and sampling soil. When time is the enemy, they're there to save what's left of the day. Are all Peterson reps seed heroes? I guess that's a yes. Peterson, we're that kind of seed company.
Some of the Lincoln cheerleaders there cheering on their team as they're going through their warm-ups, getting ready for the third quarter of play. Along with J.J. Hardigan, I'm Steve Toom, and wow, we had an exciting first half of basketball. Let's check out some of these highlights.
Yeah, Sioux Falls Lincoln got the scoring going in a big way early. It was Harrisburg getting some deep threes to start the day. DeGroat matched it with some threes. They led 19-12 at the end of the first quarter as Erickson drops in his first three of the tournament. But it was a different story in the second quarter. Steve, Harrisburg outscored Lincoln 13-7. Both teams started to find some rhythm late in that second quarter. But right now, the shooting percentages are basically even at 43%. Harrisburg, a significant advantage in three-point shooting right now, 70%. They're 7 of 10 from three-point land. Lincoln just 3 of 12. But they've done most of their damage from distance today, while Lincoln has handled their business inside the paint. Rebounding is pretty even today. Some of the top scoring options, very balanced and even in this game. The score at halftime about as even as you could ask for. And I don't think Lincoln expected it to be this tight of a contest here at the halftime break. Harrisburg really giving them a run for their money right now in this semifinal matchup.
Yeah, especially after they jumped out to that 19-12 lead after the first quarter of play. But the three-pointers, looking on their screen there, that's the difference, JJ.
Yeah, that's the whole story right now. Turnovers will tell you one thing, but three-point shooting is what's got Harrisburg in this game. You take away those three-pointers, they're just 2 of 11 from the field inside the arc. So Harrisburg's going to need to make that a focus heading into this third quarter and beyond, and try to find a way to get their inside game going. Sioux Falls Lincoln, they just got to keep passing it to number 11 and hope that Erickson will start to get his threes to drop. They will eventually. He's their top threat from distance, just hasn't had it going so far. He's 1 of 6 from 3, 1 of 7 overall from the field.
And Harrisburg holding their own on the glass as well, out rebounding the Patriots 15-12. Individually, it's DeGroat with 12, Schaefer with 8, all in the first quarter. 3 points for Erickson, 2 for Brody Knorr, and 1 for Duffy. Meanwhile, it's 8 points leading the way for Harrisburg for Cole Quaker. Then you have 6 points for Miles Knorr, 5 points for Stellan Larson, then 2 points apiece for, 3 points for Creighton Chibin, 5 for Stellan, and 3 off the bench by David Doe. So that's how the scoring stacks up here in the first half. Teams getting ready for the second half here, and I tell you what, after that first quarter, when the Tigers were down by 7, credit Coach Langrock. He rallied those troops, and generally, so many times this year, JJ, Lincoln, they get up by 7, they get up by 10 in that first half, and then they're off to the races.
Yeah, and really yesterday, it's kind of an identical storyline. At the halftime break, it was airtight. This was, a 2-point game, I think, at the halftime break yesterday against the T-Area Titans. So they will have to find a way, like they did yesterday, to get their offense going on another level. In that second half yesterday, Lincoln shot incredibly almost 60% from the field as they rolled into the semifinals. They're going to need a similar effort here in the second half tonight.
And yesterday, Lincoln really cranked up the defensive pressure against the Titans. Here's Larson, a 3 that's going to be off the mark. The rebound to the Tigers, and the putback by Bennett Jensen, his first points of the game.
Yeah, Brady Knorr lost his footing underneath the hoop that time, and that kind of opened up the lane for the easy bucket and the second chance opportunity. The Tigers will take it where they can get it right now, and at the moment, a 1-point lead.
DeGroat inside, missed it, and it's Jensen pulling it away. Outlet, here's Miles Knorr on the run, doesn't have anything. Here's the shot from the corner, good! Creighton Chibin. And the Tigers are up by 4 as they come out of the gates roaring here in quarter number 3.
Second 3 of the game for Chibin, his confidence level's growing.
Man-to-man for the Tigers. Schaefer looking to drive. The jump step, and we're going to have a foul. It's on the floor, not in the act of shooting. And they're going to catch number 3, Miles Knorr, his second. He is the first Tiger with 2 fouls. DeGroat gets the inbounds. Duffy steps out to take a pass, and that one's knocked out of bounds.
Well, we talked about Lincoln's success in the first quarter. They outscored Harrisburg 19-12, but since then, they have been outscored by Harrisburg 18-7. It has been just a totally different story here as of late. Lincoln has had a tough time because of Harrisburg's next level defensive effort, trying to find easy shots. It's not been easy inside here lately, and there again, a challenge shot for Schaefer, who missed everything.
Oh, that was almost stolen in the backcourt, but Jensen managed to pull it away. They'll swing it around. Gibbon back to Jensen. 3 on the way, no. Rebound, Larson. Head fake, throws it up, foul.
Well, right now, the energy in this building tells us that this Harrisburg team believes that they can beat the Lincoln Patriots. They are in this game. They have the lead at the moment, and at least for the moment, the momentum is on their side. They're up to 44% from the field, 62% from 3. This is the first make at the free throw line today now, and they need to be very consistent here in the second half. Free throws we've seen in the first 2 games today and over the course of this tournament have been huge. You're either going to win games or lose games at the charity stripe.
In the close games, it always comes down to free throws. That last foul, Brody Knorr for the Patriots, his second. And don't look now, but the Tigers are up by 6.
3 different Patriots now with 2 personal fouls. Still nobody with the 3rd foul of the day.
Patriots keeping it on the perimeter. And I like the way Harrisburg's switching on defense. They go down low to Grote, and he gets that one.
I think that switch may have cost him that time, though. Larson had initially been on to Grote, and then they put the shorter player on him, and it opened up a lane inside.
Shot, good! Oh my, the little dipsy-do shot. The layup for Creighton Gibbon. He's got 8.
They're going punch for punch right now with the unbeaten Lincoln Patriots, the #1 team in the state of South Dakota.
And we are going to have a blocking foul, it appears, on the Tigers. David Toe gets up to the scores table, and here comes Miles Knorr, his 3rd foul, and he'll have to check out of the game here momentarily. And that sends Sam Erickson to the line. First time tonight.
He struggled from the field today, 1 of 7 overall. This can help him grow some confidence, hitting some free throws. He's been very good at the free throw line all year, in the 80s as far as percentage goes. Didn't get to the line a whole lot during the regular season, but when he did get there, he definitely made them.
Yeah, 86% on the year.
He was 12 of 14 during the regular season.
Yeah, outside shooters generally don't get to the free throw line. It's more the guys who go into the paint and draw the contact. Whoa, look out. And they'll play on. The floater, no good. Ball tapped out of bounds. It's going to stay with the Tigers.
And DeGroat got his right hand on that as he tried to secure the rebound. Wasn't able to get his left hand on it, though, and it ended up rolling off his fingertips out of play.
Jensen throws it into Larson. They'll quickly move it to the head of the lane. Jensen circles around to take the pass. Coming off the screen, Koiker down the lane. Lost the handle. Monk ends up with the ball. Here comes Erickson trying to work one-on-one. Drives, foul with 5:01 left in the 3rd.
Well, it's such a good game plan right now for Erickson. He knows his threes aren't falling. He's attacking the rim now all of a sudden, and this will be his 2nd consecutive trip to the line.
Bennett Jensen the foul, his 2nd. Team's 3rd. That one no good. Jensen out. Here comes Hudson Hillman in, number 32 for the Tigers. Got that one. He's got 6. Pressure applied by Lincoln. Broken by the Tigers. Larson trying to post up against DeGroat. They'll go to the corner. Newman fakes the shot there. Larson Initiates the contact. Count it, and the foul. What a play by Larson. DeGroat is going to get that foul, and that will be his second personal foul. Timeout on the court, 4:36 left. Tigers up by 5. AA boys basketball right here on SDPB.
At Southeast Technical College, you won't just study for a career, you'll live it. Training in classrooms that look, feel, and operate just like the real world. Because the best way to do what you learn is to learn by doing. Get your degree, get to work at Southeast Technical College.
Hey, buddy.
Your Great Plains Case IH dealers know that hard work starts early, in the field and on the field or the court. Dedication, teamwork, pride, the values driving farmers also power South Dakota athletes. Growing crops or growing champions, it takes the same drive to succeed. Your local Great Plains Case IH dealers know the future is built by showing up day after day, ready to work, ready to win. Great Plains Case IH dealers, supporting schools, athletes, and the communities we grow.
Back here at the ice arena, Larson makes the free throw to complete the old-fashioned three-point play.
I was listening into the Harrisburg huddle there during the timeout. Their head coach got in the guys' faces and I love what you're doing defensively right now. Stay tough, stay confident, but don't bail them out. Don't foul them and get them to the free throw line. Stay aggressive, but stay within yourselves.
DeGroat gets the shot, and it counts. Let's see what the referee says here.
It's going to be a flop warning on Harrisburg. Both teams have been warned once now today.
A couple of subs in. Let's take a look at that last one. Trying to draw the charge there.
Well, DeGroat did create a little bit of contact there, but they're right. It was a bit of an acting job as he absorbed that contact to try to draw the eye of the officials.
Into the game is Ciliuson. Gets it to Jensen. Across the timeline. Tigers up by 4 against the unbeaten Patriots. Jensen looking for Hillman. Nothing there for Ciliuson in the corner. Ooh, there's going to be a steal by Erickson. Pulls away from Doe. Lays it up and in. Tough shot. He got it in transition.
Well, that's a tough angle for a left-hander to be able to go up to the rim. He used his left hand.
And I think we're going to get a timeout called by Lincoln to maintain the possession here as they get a steal in the backcourt. This will be a 30-second timeout with 3:41 left.
Boy, just a pure expression of energy and excitement there from the Lincoln coaching staff from their bench a moment ago. The defensive effort, diving for that ball, putting your body in harm's way to try to grab it. That was just a great effort there from Lincoln. And you can feel the momentum and energy as their student section erupts here in this third quarter.
Hey, don't forget, you can follow SDPB Sports on your mobile device all season long. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Be sure to browse all our action and award photos by searching SDPB on Flickr. Tell us where you're watching us from and read some of the great stories and enjoy videos featuring the teams, the players, the coaches, and the fans here in South Dakota. SDPB.org/basketball. So Lincoln will trigger it in right in front of their bench. And
they got a shoe that needs to get tied here for the Harrisburg Tigers. Looks like all sneakers are laced up, double knotted, ready to go.
Yep, Schaefer will throw it in. They go right into the DeGroat, guarded by Clark. And we're going to have a foul on Harrisburg. And that will be on Connor Clark, his second.
Lincoln's getting hot at the right time. They've hit 3 of their last 3 shots. They're starting to get the flow offensively. 3 of 5 now overall in the quarter at 60%. They've hit 3 of 4 at the free throw line.
Aaron pass picked off by the Tigers. Doe will give way to Jensen. Harrisburg really doesn't have a true #1 point guard, but they got several guys who can fill that role. Several guys that can step outside and direct the offense.
And it's just a team full of athletes, guys that know how to play well together, play at a high level.
Oh, Doe lost the handle, but saved it, but right to Brody Nord. Numbers for Lincoln momentarily. DeGroat will score, counted in the foul.
Well, when it's winning time, you want to go to your best players. You want to find a way to ice things, take the lead when you need it the most, get a big momentum shifter. That was a big bucket there. Now a chance for Lincoln to take the lead. Currently on a 6-0 run over the last 90 seconds. They've made 4 straight buckets. Meanwhile, Harrisburg has turned the ball over 3 times during the same stretch.
That foul on Clark, his 3rd. And now it's the Patriots back on top. And Miles Norris checked back into the game. He collects the pass there. He's out there with 3 fouls for the Tigers.
Well, and Steve, wouldn't you know it, Lincoln's momentum turned as soon as they started to elevate their defensive play. Once they brought this to another level, the offense fell right in place.
And there's the defense forcing something, and a foul on Harrisburg as Erickson came up with the loose ball. Momentum has shifted towards Lincoln. Stellan Larson, the foul, his 1st.
A lot of free throws coming up here now.
Yeah, and that puts them over the limit. So now Lincoln can add to their point total. They got 2:37 left here in this 3rd quarter. They're shooting free throws for the rest of this quarter.
And shooting 7 of 9 today as a team. They're at 78%, hitting at a high clip. This is how they can take control of this game and run away with it.
And as a team, Lincoln 74% all season long. They're arguably the best free throw shooting team in the state.
Play tough defense, you shoot and make your free throws. Play unselfish basketball. You've got a chance to win a lot of games, and this Lincoln team has done nothing but win all season long.
That's Hillman collecting the rebound off the miss. The lead is 2. And we're going to have a travel turnover. That defense wreaking havoc.
Boy, watching the sidelines right now for Lincoln. After every play, the entire team stands up. The coach is exuberant. They're all former Lincoln players as well. They know what it means to wear these uniforms, to play at the biggest moments. 30-second timeout will give Harrisburg a chance to catch their breath. But yeah, the energy level has just gone through the roof here in this 3rd quarter for the Lincoln Patriots.
Yep, quick 30-second timeout called by the Tigers here. And don't forget, SDPB's coverage of high school sports and activities is made possible through the generous support of viewers like you. A contribution today helps support the broadcast of events such as the state basketball championships. Make a donation today by visiting sdpb.org/donate.
We talked about this Lincoln coaching staff being all former Lincoln players. Coach Hanneman won a state title as a player in that undefeated season in 2009. When he became a coach, he was an assistant at Roosevelt. He currently holds the honor of being the only man in South Dakota who's had an undefeated season as a player and as assistant coach. He has a chance to do it now as a head coach this year as well to complete the trifecta. But still a long way to go with this one here late in the 3rd quarter. His team now starting to get that momentum and move one step closer.
DeGroat has to tip it to himself. Elevates, no. Larson, tough defense, and he got the rebound. 2:10 and counting here. The 3rd quarter, and it's been a good one from the get-go. Gibbon working against Schaefer. Drives, throws it up. He was fouled, and he'll get some free throws.
It's a drought here for Harrisburg as we look at the replay. A lot of contact there from Schaefer. Scoring drought of almost 3 minutes for the Tigers. They've turned the ball over 5 times during that stretch. The free throws can help them out in a big way. That's just their 6th attempt all game long, but now 4 of 6 as a team at the line.
That was the 3rd team foul on Lincoln. He made them both. I remember that 2009 team. That team was just loaded with talent.
Just saw Almir Krzalich the other day at the Midco Aquatic Center in Sioux Falls. He still looks like he could play basketball if he wants to. One of the more prolific scorers for that team that year.
Grote guarded by Gibbon. Goes into him and just goes right over him. That's 9 in the period for Sam DeGroat. And it's a 2-point Patriot lead. Lincoln will contest almost every pass out on the perimeter. Duffy, almost got the steal there. 3 on the way. It's going to be short of the mark, but Larson collects it, had it blocked, puts it up, reverse layup, got it.
Just some stick-to-itiveness there for Larson to tie the game. He wasn't going to be denied a third time. That was some tough rebounding inside, and he was rewarded with the bucket.
Oh, nice pass from Schaefer. Sets up Owen Duffy, his first field goal of the game. He's got 3 points. We're under a minute to go. Pressure being applied. Oh, tough pass. Hillman had a reverse course to get it. Did a nice job of getting his hands on the ball. Here's a 3 that's too long. And the shot clock and game clock virtually identical. About, what, a 1.5 second difference. And it looks like Lincoln is not going to be in much of a hurry here in the waning moments of this third quarter. It's been even up so far, pretty much. Lincoln outscoring Harrisburg 17-16. They're going to try to add on to their total. 10 on the shot clock. DeGroat is open. No. Rebound, Hillman. They'll heave it from near half court. Nice pass. This one will count, but it's off the mark. We're done with 3. Patriots 43, Tigers 41. Back in a moment, right here on SDPB.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for all of it. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great. And we're here for all of it. See you at the game.
South Dakota, a state shaped by its people. It's more than a place, it's opportunity waiting to be realized. At South Dakota State University, opportunity is turned into progress. Through research, education, and a community that inspires, SDSU drives the future of this state. We're not just here, we're taking action with purpose, trust, and impact. This is SD State.
Fourth quarter about ready to get underway. Lincoln will start the period with the basketball. They're up by 2.
Yeah, a really good third quarter for both teams. Lincoln found their shooting. They were 6 of 10 from the field in that quarter, but 0 of 1 from 3. They only took 1 3-point shot.
Oh, man, that rolled off the rim for Brody Nord. Doe with the rebound.
Harrisburg 5 of 11 in the third quarter at 46%. They were 1 of 5 from 3.
That one's in and out. And the rebound, Brody Nord. And here's Schaefer with a head of steam. Almost lost the handle. Duffy scores. He's got a couple of buckets here in the last few moments.
Yeah, he's got 5 points now today in 15 minutes.
And remember, he had 6 yesterday, all in the second half. 3 on the way, and that's short. Rebound, Schaefer. Not looking to run at the moment, though will pick him up. And that defense looks to his bench for a play.
This stage of the game, you start to read the body language of players to see if there's anybody who's showing any sense of being tired out there. I don't get that really from anybody right now. Foul on the floor as Schaefer attacked the rim. They're not going to give him continuation, though.
Nope. David Doe with the foul, his first. And Schaefer's going to throw it in. DeGroat, open dunk. Little mix up there on the inbounds.
And he's got 23 points now on the day. That's his 10th make from the field.
We're posting up Larson against DeGroat. He'll get it, turn. Oh, he lost the handle. He has to throw it back outside to Jensen. Got plenty of time, 12 on the shot clock. Doe looking to drive, crossover, puts it up. Too strong off the window, but he was fouled. That was a nice crossover by Doe.
He's been pretty quiet offensively today. 5 rebounds. He's helped getting some other guys involved in the scoring contest, but over 16 minutes, just 3 points, 1 of 4 shooting. This will be his first trip to the line. Might need to see this guy get a little more aggressive offensively over the final 6 minutes.
Free throw no good on the year, 52%. Yeah, Doe had that three-pointer back in the first quarter and hasn't scored since then. But he got that free throw. And the lead is 5 for Lincoln.
Jimmins got 10 today for Harrisburg. Larson has 12. They're the only 2 scorers in double figures for the Tigers. Lincoln, their lone scorer in double figures is DeGroat with 23.
Schaefer. Oh, he lost the handle. Has to pull it back out. See what he does. He'll have to give it up. Erickson, the long 3. No good. DeGroat tipped it outside, but it's going to go to the Tigers. Here comes Miles Nord to the scorer's table. He'll replace Jensen in the Harrisburg lineup. Lincoln looking to apply some pressure here. See if they go for a trap. Looks like they're going to try. Good ball movement. And the pass is tipped. Nice job, Erickson. Duffy's ahead of the crowd, and he'll lay it up and in. And again, just like yesterday, Owen Duffy providing a big spark for the Patriots in the second half.
Well, and it's defense that turns into offense. Points off of turnovers starting to be a factor here today. Lincoln has picked up 15 points off of turnovers in this contest. That's 11 turnovers today for the Tigers, turned into 15 Patriot points.
Erickson walks it into the front court. And we are going to have a timeout called by the Patriots. Full timeout. We'll step away for just a moment. You're watching Boys AA basketball on SDPB.
For your little ones and your biggest joys. Or your forever friends. And your fur kids, too. For your better half. Or your all-time bestie. For the reasons you smile, there's coverage. With dental and vision insurance from Delta Dental of South Dakota and Delta Vision.
You're committed to building relationships, to exceeding expectations, to serving your community. Your financial partner should share your vision and your values. For 130 years, we've stood by South Dakotans. We've been there, we'll be there. Convenient, connected, committed. Bank West, member FDIC.
Lincoln will put it in play after the timeout. There's Duffy and Schaefer playing catch out on the perimeter. DeGroat steps up to take a pass. Duffy drives. And he threw it to a teammate. 3 on the shot clock. Erickson, no. Tip to the outside. Schaefer runs it down. Fresh shot clock for Lincoln.
And that's just hustle and heart there for the Lincoln Patriots guard. He went and found that rebound ahead of everybody and gives his team new life here with a fresh shot clock.
They'll swing it to DeGroat, tapped out of his hands by Doe. And now they'll switch up defensively. Pass down low. Monk had it, lost it on the baseline, and he stepped out of bounds. Turnover, timeout on the court. 4:19 left. It's Lincoln 49, Harrisburg 42. We're back in just a moment. This is SDPB.
Protecting crops. Agronomy Plus in Mitchell, Rock Creek in Howard, and Valley Station at Armour provide agronomy services, fertilizer products, and crop analysis systems, including Agronomy 365. This system helps manage your field's performance, supporting small-town communities while hiring and training local youth. Agronomy Plus in Mitchell, Rock Creek in Howard, and Valley Station in Armour, serving area producers and their communities.
Back here in the Ice Arena, semifinal Friday night, first game, almost a steal as Brody Knorr tapped it away from Miles Knorr of Harrisburg. Patriots are up 49-42. Along with J.J. Hardigan, I'm Steve Toom. Here's Miles Knorr into the front court. See what the Tigers come up with here. Gibbon on the drive, and he is fouled. 2 free throws forthcoming.
2.5 minutes without any points now for the Tigers. They need the clock to stop to get these free throws to go. This is a big point in this fourth quarter and in this basketball game right now for Harrisburg.
Yeah, they've got only 1 point in this quarter. That was a free throw earlier by Doe. Is that free throw no good? By the way, that foul on Landon Monk, number 23, his third. And that free throw is good. Still 2-possession game. Harrisburg needs some stops. Lincoln wants to burn some time off that clock and get some points. Schaefer thought about the shot. Now down low and a foul, and that's going to be on Miles Knorr, and he just got personal number 4. And let's see, we've got Koiker at the scorer's table, and he'll replace Knorr. Monk goes to the bench. Looks like Duffy came in to replace him. Throw it up top to Grote with the ball. There's Erickson. They have DeGroat up high. He's directing traffic, looking to set the screen. Now he'll drift into the paint, into the post. Schaefer throws it. Here's a 3. No. Rebound fought for. Who's it off of? Lincoln.
Well, the door's wide open right now for Harrisburg. Lincoln's gone on a little scoring drought. They haven't scored in almost 2.5 minutes. Tigers, chance to take some momentum in hand here and get this game a little more interesting with 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, but Harrisburg's offense has been relatively silent. Only 2 free throws in the entire quarter. Under 3 minutes. Turnaround, shot good. Larson, he's got 14. Still 2-possession game. And Lincoln really pulling the offense out, trying to create space for that man, DeGroat.
Yeah, they're isoing him on the right side of the paint, basically saying that they're going to let Larson challenge him and see if he can beat him. And it's going to be Larson picking up the foul as he tried to meet the challenge head on.
Yep, that'll be his second foul. That's team foul number 3.
That's been a fun battle between those 2 post players all game long, watching them battle both ends of the floor. Toe-to-toe, shot for shot. They've combined for 37 points today. DeGroat 23 points on 10 of 16 shooting. 14 points for Larson on the other end.
They'll pass cross court. Duffy hands off. They'll throw to Schaefer for three. It's going to be short. DeGroat tips it to himself. Had it stripped out of his hands. Picked up by Miles Knorr. Tigers on the move, foul in the backcourt.
And it's David Doe who created that turnover there as he challenged DeGroat inside, and they're jawing at each other on the other end of the floor now. David Doe seems like he always rises to the occasion when his team needs him. That was a huge defensive play.
2:04 left, 2-possession game. The Tigers just got a big stop. Now for the Tigers, they need to cash in on the other end. Lincoln digs in defensively. They stand there man-to-man. Bounce pass, Larson gonna go to work. Spins, left hand, might have been blocked into the hands of Schaefer.
Just a great defensive stop there by DeGroat.
He's gonna be guarded by Larson way outside. And here comes Schaefer. No contact, no foul. They'll play. Numbers for the Tigers, but Lincoln gets back. Boy, they are letting him play. Doe has it swatted by Erickson. Lost his footing. Timeout called by the Patriots to maintain possession.
And Erickson got his hands on the basketball, and his teammate Schaefer was sitting there trying to catch the attention of the officials. He also had the head coach, Luke Hanneman, basically at half court doing the same thing, and they got that timeout just before the jump ball.
Boy, the action, high octane action here in the Ice Arena. We got 1:19 left. Both teams with a foul to give. 3 timeouts left for both squads. Possession arrow favors Harrisburg.
Harrisburg would have loved that jump ball, would have given them a chance to make this a 1-possession game, maybe even a 1-point game with 1:15 left to go. Instead, you'll have to battle defensively and try to get a stop and then try to get creative offensively. But right now, the numbers, time-wise, just not on their side. They're going to have to be a little bit desperate defensively, trying to maybe reach and get some stops, or poke, get that ball loosened up somehow, some way that they normally wouldn't take a chance on, especially in a late game situation.
Yeah, and they can take a chance because they've got a foul to give. Yep. Also, loose ball, jump ball means the Tigers get it. Full court pressure applied. Brody Knorr into the front court. Duffy's gonna pull it back out. He's looking for Schaefer. He'll get it to him. Here comes the double team. Schaefer looking to work. Defense backs away from him. Time ticking off the clock. 1 minute to go. Looking to drive. Spins. Foul. Let's see who collects that foul. It is going to be Doe, his second.
Lincoln has gone nearly 5 minutes without any points. 4:48 since their last point. They missed their last 4 shots.
Free throw is good. Meanwhile, Harrisburg, they've only scored 4 points in the quarter. 1 field goal, 2 free throws. That's it.
And they've gone 2 minutes without any points.
He got them both. Those are his first points since quarter number 1. 6-point edge. Harrisburg, you know they're going to be looking for a 3. Tip to the outside, and the player was standing on the end line, or on the sideline, I should say. And that means a turnover for Harrisburg. They're going to want to talk it over. Timeout, Tigers. As the Lincoln fans in the driver's seat, their team is in the driver's seat. But it's way too early to celebrate here at the Ice Arena.
I'll have to go back and look in the stats. I don't know if there's been a game this year where Lincoln's been held to 44% shooting in a game. This is a team that likes to get it around 48%. They're probably shooting closer to 50% most nights. When they're playing really well, it can be higher than that. But Harrisburg has challenged them today. Only 19 makes from the field for this Lincoln team. 2 players in double figures. And they've needed a lot of shots from Schaefer and DeGroat today just to get to that point. Really, you look at the top 3 shooters today for Lincoln, Schaefer, Erickson, and DeGroat. They have combined for 36 shots. The rest of the team has combined for 8.
The season low for point total for the Patriots, 52 against Jefferson, 59 against Roosevelt. That was late in the season. Otherwise, they've been over 60 points in every other contest this season.
This has been the best effort that we have seen from really anybody in the state of South Dakota, giving this #1 seed a run for their money. But Lincoln, when it's winning time, it seems like they have found a way to get a little breathing room. They are less than a minute away from punching their ticket to the state title game.
They're going backwards, and now the pass intercepted by Larson. The door's open for the Tigers. Doe didn't have a shot. Outside, here's Quicker. That's way short of the mark, barely drew iron. And the rebound is Schaefer as he's going to be fouled in the backcourt with 26 seconds. They had a look. The shot was short of the mark, and that is going to be a foul on Hudson Hillman. And that'll be his first. But that is team foul number 5 on Harrisburg. And now Schaefer can pretty much put this one away at the free throw line. Missed the first. Here comes Miles Knorr back into the game. Knorr has 2 3-pointers, Miles Knorr does, both in the first half. Three-possession game. Shot clock is off. Tigers got to operate quickly. Miles Knorr, and that one's going to be off the mark. And the loose ball is collected by DeGroat, and he's going to be fouled.
Well, the celebration's starting to begin behind us, and in the Lincoln student section, they know that the numbers probably will not allow this Tigers team an opportunity to get back in this game at this point with 11 seconds left. The free throws could ice them here. This #1 Sioux Falls Lincoln team has appeared to be the team of destiny really all season long. They've been challenged in the first half of both games at this state tournament, but it's the third quarter and beyond that has separated themselves. And while this hasn't been their best offensive performance of the season, it could very well be one of their best defensive performances of the year. They really relied on that defense in a big way in this second half to build this lead.
That one no good. Larson collects the rebound. Under 10 seconds to go, and it's swatted away. And DeGroat let out a yell.
Well, and I think they may have to, they're going to probably eject one of the Harrisburg fans here. They just threw what looked like a necklace out onto the court, and so somebody is going to get talking to over there on the sidelines.
Yeah, there's some school officials over there. As we are going to play on with 5.3 seconds left. Larson throws it up top. Koiker is going to launch the off-balance shot. It goes in, and that's how the game is going to end. Final score, Patriots 53, Tigers 48. It's Lincoln advancing to the championship game tomorrow night. We'll take a break and come back and talk with the winning coach in just a moment, right here on SDPB.
You kept us fed through tough times. And despite rising business costs, you keep doing what you love because you know you're making a difference. No matter the challenges, we're here to help you navigate the highs and lows to grow your business, to improve your land, or to buy new equipment. We all rely on you, and we're just happy to return the favor. Go with Allies. Go with trust. Go with Dakota Bank.
Don't be fooled by that beat-up old cap. Its faded crown represents the tireless work of America's farmers and ranchers. Its sturdy brim, their dedication to providing our nation with a safe, affordable food source. From sunup to sundown, they're turning quarters into the dollars that drive our rural economy. So we'd like to tip our hat to them. Farmers Union Insurance, protecting those that protect America's food source.
Lake Area Technical College provides hands-on learning and practical experience in real-world environments. Prepare for a career right out of school from the moment you step on campus for an education that can really be put to work. Lake Area Tech is the start of something new.
The story of Leopold and Loeb is the story of the original crime of the century.
These two privileged boys killed another boy from within their community, and we have no reasonable explanation for it.
They're going to create the perfect crime. It's fun for them.
Deadly Alliance, Leopold and Loeb, on American Stories.
Tonight after basketball on SDPB.
Lincoln advances to the championship game. They remain unbeaten on the season. J.J. Hardigan standing by with Coach Hanneman.
Thanks, Steve. Yeah, Coach, this was a great battle here tonight in this semifinal matchup against Harrisburg. They really gave you a run for their money. Is that one of the best opponents that you've seen match up against your team this year?
Yeah, I mean, they were incredible tonight. First half, 7 for 10 from the three-point line. They played great defense against us, I thought, the entire night, and it was an absolute battle out there.
Your team, again, struggled at times from three-point land, but they used the defense to get those points off of turnovers, to utilize that when you were down to get back in this game. How proud of you are of that effort on the defensive end?
I'm super proud. You know, you can't always control if shots are going in, but one thing you can control is effort and intensity on the defensive end.
You look at Sam DeGroat and what he did today, your Gatorade Player of the Year, that was just announced in South Dakota earlier today. He went out and acted like it.
Yeah, he's an absolute stud. All-around kid. You know, he does everything the right way. He puts in the time. He's there early in the morning, getting work in at 5 a.m. with me. He's just absolutely incredible kid. We're just blessed to have him in our team.
You guys have one more game to prepare for now for a state title. How special is it to go on this run with this team?
It's super special. It's the best group of guys I've ever been around, and I'm just so blessed to be here.
Coach, congratulations and thanks for your time.
Thank you very much.
All right, Coach Hanneman, kind enough to join us here as his team gets the win today. Steve, we'll send it back to you.
All right, thanks, JJ. An impressive game. Both teams played their hearts out today. Tip your cap to Harrisburg. They gave 100% effort tonight, no doubt about it, but it's Lincoln prevailing in the end. Let's check out some of these highlights from the second half. And there is the rebound by Jensen as the Lincoln player slipped. Three-pointer on the way. Gibbon knocked that one down. Harrisburg got off to the strong start, but then it was DeGroat getting inside to get the shot. Spinning move there. That was Creighton Gibbon. He had a great game for the Tigers today, and that man, Stellan Larson, led him in scoring with 14 points, but the defense led to some fast break opportunities, and there was DeGroat with the bucket and the foul. He got inside, got close again, put it up from short range. And look at the extra pass made as that was Duffy coming in there to make the play. And then look out below as DeGroat got loose on that inbounds play. They made their free throws, and the Lincoln Patriots victorious tonight. There are the team stats. You know, Coach Langrock before the game said, you know, we're probably going to have to make at least 10 three-pointers to win tonight. They were 9 of 20.
Yeah, they almost got there. Lincoln really struggled from three today, 3 of 17, but you look at that bottom line, 12 turnovers for Harrisburg in this game. Lincoln's defense turned the momentum when they needed it most. They got 15 points off of turnovers today, utilized their interior play exceptionally well. They rebounded well. Harrisburg actually out-rebounded them here today on the offensive glass and overall, but Lincoln, when it mattered most, secured some big rebounds late. Got to the free throw line, as you mentioned, and they made the most of those opportunities.
DeGroat with 24, Schaefer with 11, Erickson with 9, the top 3 scorers for Lincoln. Meanwhile, a trio of players in double figures with Harrisburg, Stellan Larson with 14, Creighton Gibbon with 11, Cole Koiker 11 leading the way for Harrisburg. Harrisburg plays in third place tomorrow night. Lincoln is on to the championship game. We'll take a timeout and come back and start getting you set up for our second semifinal, Class AA boys basketball. This is SDPB.
Educators across South Dakota are coming together to elevate, educate, and empower. This June, the Department of Education hosts the South Dakota Literacy Conference in Mitchell, a gathering dedicated to advancing the science of reading and sharing new insights into how students learn, exploring research and real-world strategies for South Dakota educators to move literacy forward for all learners. South Dakota Department of Education, learning, leadership, service.
You hear about work-life balance like it's a big equation you have to find the answer to. But I think it's much simpler than that. So simple it was right in front of us. Start with the life you want, and everything else will follow.
Are Peterson reps real-life seed heroes? Well, they've been known to go the extra mile. Literally thousands of extra miles every year. And when they're not driving gravel roads, they're out walking fields and sampling soil. When time is the enemy, they're there to save what's left of the day. Are all Peterson reps seed heroes? I guess that's a yes. Peterson, we're that kind of seed company.
Here at the AA tournament, getting you ready for Roosevelt against Huron. But before we get to that, I'd like to tell you that the Elton Lake Benton girls basketball team hired a new head coach this year that plenty within the school are excited about. What makes Mallory Babb unique is her age. She's one of the youngest head coaches in the state. Most weeks she spends her days studying textbooks and then dissecting playbooks.
Elton Lake Benton's Mallory Babb is a lot like many first-year coaches, trying to find the balance between life on the sidelines and life in the classroom.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I have like almost a full day of classes from 10 to 2:50 or 1:50. And then after that, I really go straight to practice or games, or I'm just getting ready to go do my job. Tuesdays and Thursdays are my lighter schedule for classes, so I do have a little break time. That's a lot of time where I like to watch film or do what I can to prepare the girls for practice or games, and then I end up going to practice or the games, and I'm getting ready to go and getting these girls prepared for what they need to do.
The difference between Coach Babb and many other first-year coaches, instead of teaching classes, well, she's taking them as a sophomore at SDSU. But how did this 19-year-old get the helm of a Class A program? Well, it all starts a year ago.
I knew a lot of people. The SDSU assistant basketball coach here, Shelby Sellen, she was my freshman year basketball coach at Brandon Valley, and she asked me at first to be a manager for the SDSU women's basketball team. I decided to decline, just wanted to focus on school. And now an old Brandon Middle School teacher, she's now the principal at Elkton, texted Sellen and was like, hey, we need a JV girls basketball coach. Like, would anyone you know be interested in it? And Sellen texted me, and I was like, well, I've always wanted to coach. I've always loved it. So I was like, yeah, I'll take it on, and got the job on the spot.
After a year on the JV sidelines and the previous head coach leaving, that left the Lady Elks with an opening and a possible opportunity.
You know, we kind of went into the summer without a head coach. Mallory did a bunch of stuff with the girls last year as far as open gyms and camps and getting them to stuff, and then, you know, it was getting towards the middle of summer, and we had some applicants and stuff, and just with her familiarity with the program, having been in it a year, and what she was doing throughout the summer just kind of showed that it was her time to, take the helm of it.
While Mallory might not have the most experience in coaching, she does have a pretty deep bench of coaches to go to in her family tree.
Both my grandpas, really successful coaches. My grandpa, Jim Babb, Hall of Fame at Beersford. Grandpa Bob Herding, he coached at Canton, and my dad used to coach. My uncle coaches at a school in Florida, so I'm actually the first female in my family to do it as well. So I'm definitely making history in my family line.
And with about a year age gap between the head coach and her oldest player, for the Lady Elks, it's a coach-player relationship with maybe a sprinkle of big sister.
Before games or after games, the girls are telling me, they're sitting next to me and they're talking to me like I'm their sister, and they'll talk about the boys that they like, or the outfit that they want to wear to, or like the dress they want to wear to prom, and all the things.
She talks about it all the time, how she nears the line between crossing things, but she's very good at knowing when she needs to be each person. She's good at knowing when it's time to be silly, and then time when we need to focus, and she needs to be the coach in certain situations.
Towards the beginning of the year, she had told us that we're still going to be close, obviously as a team, keep the chemistry and stuff, but try not to make it we're all siblings. The girls on the court, yeah, we're gonna get along, act like we're sisters, as a team, but with her, treat her as a coach, not she's on the court playing with us, and not she's our age.
No matter the age, the Lady Elks know they have the right person calling the shots on the hardwood.
I think for my senior year, definitely she's the perfect coach. She's just so dedicated and willing to put in the time. She's always watching film on other teams and us, and her feedback is what I've always wanted in a coach.
Actually, we talk about this a lot, how if we weren't in basketball or weren't in high school, me as in high school, her in college, we'd be best friends. We relate to a lot of stuff. We both like dogs. So yeah, I think it's really nice having her as a coach because we can relate to stuff really well.
She's done a great job for us so far at this point, I feel, and hopefully we can keep her as long as she's wanting to continue.
I've never really put it into perspective that I'm 19 and I'm breaking down a barrier or doing something else. I just feel confident enough that I know what I'm doing, and I'm here to help the girls. That's what I really just put into place, that I'm confident enough that I can do this, and I'm here for these girls for whatever they need, personal or basketball.
Good. Good job. Don't leave me hanging, please. They're recording me.
This show is part of Tales from the Hardwood. See the full show, visit sdpb.org/basketball. Back in a moment, right here on SDPB.
Bank West is rooted in South Dakota. Committed to local success. Just like you. We're all connected. In South Dakota, for South Dakota. Convenient, connected, committed. Bank West.
Creating a legacy means different things to everyone. For us, it's about family, watching my daughter follow in my footsteps, passing the farm onto her, and working side by side every day. It's about building something that lasts. Agtegra Cooperative has been by our side through it all, supporting us from one generation to the next. Agtegra Cooperative, legacy rich, future focused for generations to come.
Powering the possibilities of tomorrow starts today. For our homes, our farms, our businesses. That's why our Touchstone Energy Cooperative continually plans for the future by utilizing and sourcing safe, reliable power for the next generation. So we can power possibilities long into the future. Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, powering possibilities.
Back in Rapid City as we get ready for our final game here on day 2, the second semifinal matchup here on Friday night. It'll be the Huron Tigers taking on the Roosevelt Rough Riders. Both teams coming in with an 18-4 record on this season. And here you look at the Huron Tigers, led by head coach Tim Buttenhagen. This team currently riding a 9-game winning streak. Their last loss came against this Roosevelt team back on February 3rd. It was a 72-65 loss at the hands of these Rough Riders. They've beaten some of the best in the state of South Dakota, though. Watertown, O'Gorman, Brandon Valley all went down at the hands of these Huron Tigers. They beat Pierre to head to the state tournament, took down O'Gorman yesterday, now have a chance to punch their ticket for a chance to battle the unbeaten Patriots tomorrow night.
And they have one of the tallest starting lineups in the state. I think maybe the tallest in the state, brought to you here by First Dakota. We have Miles Elwine, a 6'5" sophomore. Mason Jurgens, a 6-foot senior. Blake Elwine, yes, he's a guard, listed at 6'10" because he's a good ball handler and perimeter shooter. Anderson Porish at a forward, 6'6" and a junior. And Davis Chase, forward/center, actually. He's the man in the middle, 6'8", and a junior.
You mentioned Elwine. He was terrific yesterday. Played 30 minutes, had 16 points, 6 rebounds, was 6 of 12 from the field, had 4 blocks in the first round win here at the state tournament.
Let's meet the Roosevelt Rough Riders. Mitch Begeman, their head coach. They're 17-4 coming into tournament play. And they have a team that has a lot of speed, JJ.
Yeah, they won 4 straight heading into tonight's action. 18-4 overall on the year. Here's some of the biggest wins they've had this season, highlighted by that February 3rd win against Huron. Beat Rapid City Central to get to the state tournament. Had a huge victory against Brandon Valley, 58-47 last night. They've got some elite scorers out there as well. CJ Smouse, the maybe undersized senior guard, but he is definitely the heart of this offense for the Rough Riders.
Yeah, Carson Hoynes, Justin Bilal, Memphis Pylander, Bryson Skogsberg. That's the lineup. We have 4 seniors and a junior in the starting lineup for the Rough Riders.
Should be a fun one. Whoever wins this game's got to take on the #1 seeded Lincoln Patriots tomorrow night, but a championship appearance is on the line. All we got to do now is get you today's starting lineups and the tip-off. For that, we send it over to Joe Van Gore.
Good evening once again, basketball fans. Welcome to Championship Semifinal Friday night here at the Ice Arena at the Monument. Semifinal game number 2 with a record of 18-4, the number 3 seed, the Huron Tigers, and the number 2 seed, the Sioux Falls Roosevelt Rough Riders, with a record of 18-4. The South Dakota High School Activities Association, along with its corporate partners Sanford Health, Dakota Bank, Farmers Union Insurance, Billion Automotive, and the South Dakota Army National Guard, welcome you to this 5th session of the South Dakota State AA Boys High School Basketball Tournament. This tournament is being conducted under the guidance and regulation of the South Dakota High School Activities Association for the enjoyment and benefit of high school students. Good sportsmanship is essential for the success of these programs. We hope that you'll enjoy tonight's game and support your athletes in a positive and sportsmanlike manner. This year, in partnership with the South Dakota High School Activities Association, the participating schools of the Boys State AA Tournament, and the officials of the tournament are proud to introduce the Junior Official Program. We appreciate the willingness of our officials to take part in this initiative and mentor younger individuals who have an interest in officiating. This program provides a great opportunity for for youth to gain exposure in the officiating profession while learning from experienced officials in a state tournament environment. And now, please welcome our junior officials for this game. From Huron, Kyer Kaufman. And from Sioux Falls, Roosevelt, Theo Scouten. And now, basketball fans, your officials as assigned by the South Dakota High School Activities Association. The referee is Lee Taylor, umpire number 1, Mike Kirkaby, and umpire number 2, Tucker Kingsbury. The alternate at the table is Luke Langer. These are licensed by the South Dakota High School Activities Association to officiate this game. Please respect their decisions as they officiate this game. The head coach of the Huron Tigers is Tim Buttenhagen. And the head coach for the Sioux Falls Roosevelt Rough Riders is Mitch Begeman. And now, fans, let's meet our starting lineups, alternating. First of all, for Huron, at guard, a 6'5" sophomore, number 20, Miles Elwine. For Sioux Falls Roosevelt, at a forward, a 6'5" senior, number 0, Justin Bilo. For the Tigers, at guard, a 6' senior, number 23, Mason Jurgens. For the Rough Riders, at a guard, a 5'9" senior, number 1, Capital Smouse. At a guard, for Huron, a 6'10" senior, number 30, Blake Elwine. At a forward, for the Rough Riders, a 6'5" senior, number 5, Carson Hoynes. At a forward for Huron, a 6'6" junior, number 32, Anderson Porras. At a forward for Sioux Falls Roosevelt, a 6'5" senior, number 10, Memphis Bylander. And at forward for the Tigers, a 6'8" junior, number 40, Davis Chase. And at forward for the Rough Riders, a 6'4" junior, number 23, Bryson Skogtsberg. These lineups are brought to you by Channel Seed. All right, Huron fans, are you ready?
We are ready for basketball, JJ.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun one. Huron got the victory in the first round of this high school state basketball tournament, defeating O'Gorman while shooting 46% from the field. They were only 27% from 3 in that game. They'll need to be a lot better from distance in this contest. Roosevelt, they got a 58-47 win over Brandon Valley yesterday. Like Huron struggled from 3 at 28%, but finished the game at 42% from the field overall. Both teams will need a much better effort from distance in this game today. I gotta think, though, the size of this Huron team might force them inside a bit more. We'll have to see how this plays out, but Steve, buckle in. This is gonna be a fun one here tonight.
Roosevelt goes man-to-man. Let's see how disruptive this Roosevelt defense can be.
Elwine, foul. Yeah, Elwine gets fouled immediately as he goes up for the layup attempt. Yesterday, Blake, the 6'10" senior, played 30 minutes in the win over O'Gorman. Had 16 points, 6 rebounds, was 4 for 4 at the free throw line. This will be his first trip tonight.
Yeah, on the season, he's 79%. I'm interested to see how disruptive Roosevelt's defense will be, especially when Huron's bringing the ball up the court either after a made shot or made free throw.
That one is good. 2 for 2 this time around for Elwine.
Key for Roosevelt tonight, keep some of their taller players out of foul trouble. Easier said than done against Huron.
There's C.J. Smouse, talented guard, a 5'9" senior for this team. Had 13 points in the win over 25 minutes last night.
And he was guarded by the 6'10" Blake Elwine there momentarily.
Memphis Bylander going in. So elusive with that dribble drive on the baseline. Gets his first points in the contest and ties this at 2.
Yeah, he got around Mason Juergens on the baseline there. Nice move as Huron will switch things up on defense. And yes, you'll see Elwine, number 30, out there on the perimeter.
That one's strong, rebounded by the Rough Riders. Here's Bylander going coast to coast. His right-handed layup is good. Didn't need the dribble to get in for the easy finger roll.
The big strides there, covered a lot of distance. Quick 4-2 edge.
He'll be playing at the NAIA level next year.
Yep, going to Dakota Wesleyan is Memphis Bylander.
6.5 minutes left to go in this first quarter. Roosevelt with 4 unanswered points after the free throws from Huron. And get a foul on the floor. This will go against Roosevelt. They will get it on Carson Hoynes.
Yeah, so right away, 2 fouls on the 2 tallest starters for Roosevelt, and Hoynes and Bilal.
Inbound with a fresh 35 on the shot clock. Tigers will keep it up at the top of the key. They look back to the bench and will reset the offense. Elwine will run the show for the most part. Odd to see a 6'10" player at the top of the key as he posts up and now gets fouled from behind. Bilal tried to get the steal, and he'll pick up the harm instead.
Yeah, and that's his second personal, and he'll have to go to the bench. Here comes DeAndre Painter, number 21, in 6'3", a junior. Very athletic, very active, and it looks like he's going to draw the assignment of Blake Elwine. Again, key for Roosevelt. They got to keep their bigs out of foul trouble, and right away, one of their big men's got 2.
Turn around inside, no good. Elwine's put back, no good. Losing Bilal for any period of time for this Roosevelt team is a huge loss. He played 23 minutes last night, had 3 steals in the win, added in 7 points, 4 rebounds. This is going to be a blocking foul on Huron. We'll have some free throws coming up for Roosevelt.
We're going to nab Miles Elwine. Let's take a look again on the replay.
Well, he definitely had his feet set. Hard to tell there in that situation. It was such a bang-bang play, but the officials were right on top of it, and we'll get some free throws here now for the Rough Riders today for the first time. Looking at their season numbers, a 69% free throw shooting team during the regular season. First one here misses. Another one coming up for Skogsburg here in just a moment, a 74% shooter individually.
Yeah, he scores just shy of 14 points per game, had 12 yesterday.
Second attempt for the left-hander is good. Roosevelt has scored 5 unanswered points.
Yeah, and here comes that full court press. We expected it. How disruptive will it be tonight? How many turnovers can they force from Huron when Huron's bringing the ball up the court? That'll be a big, big factor tonight.
5:45 left to go in this opening quarter. Huron has started the day 0 for 3 from the floor. They'll miss another one, but an offensive rebound. That's Miles Elwine getting the second chance opportunity here now for the Tigers. Porish getting it to the big man. Chase going up strong. He got fouled on the way to the rim. And Davis Chase will go to the free throw line.
And that's going to be Hoynes, and quickly he's got 2 fouls.
Davis Chase, just a junior, 6'8", played 13 minutes. Excuse me, he played more than that, close to 23 minutes, had 13 points yesterday. That free throw misses.
It's going to be important for tonight for Huron to collect their free throws. And normally, they're a very good free throw shooting team. 71% on the year as Anderson Porish goes to the bench. Carter Porish, younger brother, comes in.
Second free throw attempt. Misses. Offensive rebound, though. Chase puts it back up, gets fouled again, and will go back to the free throw line.
Huron crashing the boards, and that's a concern for Roosevelt because now that's Skogsberg with the foul, his first, and already 5 team fouls. Oh, somebody got bumped in the nose there. Looks like that was Carter Porish. It's going to be physical in there.
It's been an almost 2.5-minute scoring drought before that free throw went in for the Tigers. They scored the first 2 points of the game at the free throw line, and then the drought now getting a much-needed free throw to fall in there. They can get one more to go. It's a 1-point game.
The Roosevelt bench will be tested tonight.
2 for 2 this time around, and that'll get Davis Chase to the sidelines now as Anderson Porish checks in. Big heavy knee brace on that left leg of his. Didn't matter much yesterday. He played 27 minutes, had 11 points, 12 rebounds in the victory.
A little bit of pressure there from Huron. Of course, when you got that 6'10" Elwine out there, Blake Elwine, that's, you know, he can create a lot of havoc in that full court press. Oh, Painter traveled. Now let's see if Roosevelt, yep, they're going to apply some pressure here. And you could say arguably their best ball handler is the tallest guy in the court for Huron.
They have a few guys that they could really trust to be able to handle the basketball. Depends on the situation. You can see here another top post player, the 6'5" freshman Carter Porish bringing up the basketball for a moment. Under 5 to go in this opening quarter. A lot of free throws early on as Elwine goes up. He goes in for the right-handed layup.
Nice when you can lob it to a 6'10" guy.
He's got 4 points today. That's his first make in 3 tries.
I like the fact that Huron's going to press to slow down Roosevelt. Roosevelt likes to play up tempo in that press. It's just enough to slow him down, just to let you know, hey, we ain't going to let you run up and down the court on us.
CJ running the offense right now. He'll get inside. No, they're going to say he traveled, and that'll get us to our media timeout. Huron with a 1-point lead. 6-5 your score early on in our first frame. We're back with more AA semifinal basketball in just a moment.
As much as you have accomplished, there are times you'd rather not go it alone. While you determine what direction you go, we're here to help along the way. So go. Go with community. Go with neighbors. Go with understanding. Go with support.
Back in Rapid City, low-scoring affair to start this one. 6-5 Huron with the early lead. They are 1 of 5 from the field today. Only 2 shot attempts for the Rough Riders so far, but they've made both of them. They're perfect from the floor to this point. Their only blemish at the free throw line, where they are 1 of 2.
Yeah, but the Rough Riders have already committed 5 team fouls, just 1 for Huron. And now let's see what the Riders do defensively here. They're going to stay in man-to-man. But they're coming out and really pressing the ball, or pressing at on the perimeter.
6 on the shot clock, 3:49 to go. The drive inside, this one hangs on the rim, no. Ball loose, picked up by Roosevelt. Skogsberg pushes it up ahead. Painter, the pop 3, no good. That's rebounded offensively. Boy, triple team. Skogsberg got fouled. He hit the ground hard as Blake Elwine tried to steal the ball away from him. There could be easily 3 Tigers who could get called for the personal here, and it'll be Elwine who gets tagged with the harm.
Yeah, it's his first, and we got to look at the replay, and yeah, hitting the deck hard was number 23, Skogsberg.
He's still trying to shake something off with that right arm of his. Might have hit that elbow hard on the hardwood. He'll stay out there, though, as CJ gets it at the top of the key.
And he's going to be guarded by Davis. So you got 5'9", guarded by 6'8".
3.5 minutes left to go in this quarter. Skogsberg sized up the three, and now he got a little hand contact that time. Good call by the officials. Miles Elwine got a hold of the jersey and then the forearm for a second.
Yeah, and that's his second, so he's going to have to check out of the game here. And Jurgens is going to come in to replace him, the 6-foot senior.
Again, in case you missed it at the beginning of our broadcast, this Huron team riding a 9-game winning streak here into the semifinals. Their last loss February 3rd against this Roosevelt team. 72-65 was the score in that one. This has been a very low-scoring start to this game. Might be a little bit different than last time around. That one was in, out, and back in again as Memphis Bylander gets another layup attempt to go.
Yeah, he's pretty much been the offense tonight for Roosevelt. He's got 6 of their 7 points.
Under 3 minutes remaining now here in the first. Elwine guarded by Painter near half court.
Giving him a little space here, looking out for that screen. Now they clear it out.
Ooh, both players slipping, defender and offensive player. How is that not a travel? Yeah, there you go. Stood up as he tried to secure the basketball. Had he been dribbling when he did that, he would have been okay. Yeah, the coaching staff reminding him, hey, just dribble the ball when you stand up and you're just fine. But when you stand up without any action with the ball, they're going to call the travel every time.
Yep, easy call there for the official. I was wondering if Huron was maybe going to call a timeout and save the possession, but they're probably saving it for the second half. And Bylander again.
Boy, just a surgeon out there right now dissecting this defense. That's his 4th make. He's got 8 points, all of it in the interior here so far. Long range shot, no good. Offensive rebound for a moment, got tipped loose, and ooh, look out, contact there. They're going to say it's going back to the Tigers.
Yeah,
plenty of physical play.
Yeah, Schmaus and Jurgens collided there. No foul called. But a lot of contact diving for that loose ball near half court.
9-6 your score, 2:08 left to go here in this first quarter. Roosevelt still shooting 4 of 5 from the field at 80%. Huron 1 of 7 to start the day, including 0 of 3 from three-point land. Near steal, near travel, now a foul.
That kind of bailed out the Tigers there, that foul on the Rough Riders. And that is going to be on Thiab. Cole Thiab, the 6'7" junior. It's a foul.
Another free throw coming up for the Tigers. This is their 7th attempt of the quarter. And that's good. Now 5 of 7 as a team. Chase has been busy at the free throw line today. That was his 5th attempt individually. His 6th goes in. 2 for 2 this time around, and it's a 1-point game.
Again, token pressure from Huron just to slow Roosevelt down. We'll see if they do try a trap.
Painter gets it across easily. Working on Chase, gets inside the lane to the right block. That shot no good, but a foul on the way up, and he'll have 2 free throws.
And that is his first personal foul, and now the foul's racking up on Huron. And most of their fouls have been in the act of shooting when Huron's committed a foul.
Well, which coach trusts their bench more? That's going to be a factor at this game at this point, the way the fouls are starting to mount. They need these reserves to come in at some point to spare the starters after a game yesterday, 2nd game today. So with the fouls mounting as they are already in the first quarter, still with 1:48 to go in this opening frame. Going to see those benches get unloaded before you know it as Painter makes another one.
And Huron can do that to opposing teams, make their benches play a lot of minutes, because so often they get people in foul trouble, but there's a steal.
Schmaus got the steal. Bylander missed it on the putback opportunity. Just over 90 seconds remaining now in this opening quarter. Elwine had it poked out of his hands, and again, C.J. Schmaus in the area. I think he got his left fingertips on that one. 28 on the shot clock. Plenty of time here for Huron. It'll be Elwine, the future Jackrabbit, to trigger this one in. Well, that was a dangerous pass there.
2 Tigers right there. Near steal.
Boy, look at the heart and effort from C.J. Schmaus. He didn't get the ball, didn't save it, but he put his body in harm's way diving after that one. He is putting all effort on the line today as the senior knows what's at stake. A state tournament championship run for this Roosevelt team in the grasps. They've played 4 straight, or won 4 straight, I should say. Hurons won 9 in a row. Something's got to give here tonight. Davis, no, couldn't get that shot to go. Bylander with the rebound. CJ up ahead, Painter got the defender up in the air, drew the contact, and will go to the line for 2.
Yeah, that's Chase Schuckhart Jr. that just checked in, number 24. He's going to get tagged for the foul. This is what Roosevelt wants to do. Push the tempo, get in transition.
DeAndre already 2 for 2 at the free throw line today.
Yeah, he's one of those high energy guys that comes off the bench. He's also very versatile at 6'3". He's a great ball handler, and he's got size where he can defend in the post and get rebounds.
Painter gives it a little spin between his hands and now launches. The right-hander has it hit the rim and go through.
That bounced straight up in the air and back down. Shooter's touch there.
12-8 your score. More full court pressure coming from the Rough Riders. Roosevelt with the lead right now with just over a minute to go. Quick action inside. The easy layup missed. The offensive rebound, though, gets in. Bucket for Anderson. Porish on the putback.
Porish averages 7.5 points, 4 rebounds a game. Very impressive junior. Had a double-double yesterday with 11 points, 12 rebounds.
Schmaus inside. Has that one taken away on the high dribble. Elwine will recover it. Painter guards him closely across the half-court line. 44 seconds left. Elwine goes in, hit that too far off the left side of the backboard. Painter got it, and I think he might have gotten fouled as he tried to break free from the scrum.
Yep, I think we're going to have a foul on the Tigers, and that is going to be on Anderson Porish, his first. So we're going to march down to the other end of the court and have some free throws.
Already had 14 free throws between the two teams here in this opening quarter alone.
I got a feeling we're going to have a lot of free throws tonight. It's been a physical contest, and again, Huron, they're very, very good at, getting a lot of fouls called against their opponents, when they push it into the paint and fight for those rebounds.
Each team has committed 6 fouls in this opening quarter. Painter gets that free throw to go.
Miles Elwine, number 20, back in for the Tigers. And in for the first time, Joey Bortherms, number 2, for the Rough Riders.
Second one goes for Painter. What a great crowd, what a great atmosphere here tonight inside this ice arena in the Monument in Rapid City. The seats keep piling up, fans keep showing up. This has turned into a great environment here on Friday night as these two teams battle, trying to find a way to punch their ticket to the championship game.
Awaiting is Sioux Falls Lincoln.
Elwine goes in strong. He got caught between a couple defenders. I think they're going to say it was on the floor.
Nope, they're going to say in the act of shooting. And that's going to be Painter with the foul, and that's his first.
Two free throws coming up for Elwine.
That's the 7th team foul here for Roosevelt. And that's going to be something we'll be keeping track of. The foul trouble potentially for Roosevelt.
Boy, Elwine, kind of a bit of an unorthodox free throw. Gets up on his tippy toes before releasing that one, but he's a pretty good free throw shooter. Looking at his numbers on the year at 79%. Not sure there's anybody in the state of South Dakota that's gotten to the line more than him this year at 163 attempts during the regular season. Doesn't matter how unorthodox it looks. If it goes in, it goes in.
Yep, that's all that matters.
20 seconds left to go in the quarter. Shot clock turned off. Roosevelt will have a chance for the final shot. They've got the 2-point lead, 14-12 in what has been a long but electric opening quarter here in this semifinal matchup. Schmaus, the 3, too strong. Ball loose on the floor. It's Elwine who came away with it. Ball's loose, taken away by Painter, and that is how the quarter will come to an end. 2-point lead for the Rough Riders as we head into the second quarter. Lots of energy on the floor early on. We'll dissect it and take a look at the stats when we come back.
it's not just about making a living. It's about upholding a way of life. We are connected to this land, committed to the future. Bank West.
Reading opens every door to learning, opportunity, and understanding. The South Dakota Department of Education is strengthening literacy outcomes for students across our state, helping educators connect classroom instruction to the science of how children learn to read and write. Through professional support and shared resources, schools are building strong foundation in literacy for every learner. South Dakota Department of Education, learning, leadership, service.
Back to Rapid City, 2-point lead for the Rough Riders. I don't know what that is, but I like it.
Yeah, love the costume there. In the stands here in the Ice Arena at the Monument in Rapid City.
Lots of great costumes, enthusiasm, team apparel. The spirit is high here inside this Ice Arena. Both crowds have been making noise early on. These two teams have been very physical. There's more physical play. A block for Elwine. He'll try to push it in transition. Huron looking for a tie or perhaps the lead, and here's CJ with the steal. He'll take it the other way. That one up off the backboard, no good. Offensive rebound taken away again. Porish got his hands on it that time.
Nothing easy in the paint versus Huron.
Miles Elwine with the jump stop. That's no good. Schmaus with the rebound.
Huron, most of their points in that first quarter came at the free throw line. 8 of them of their 12.
Could argue that Schmaus is the one true point guard at this state tournament that can really run the offense at a high level. He's been doing that for Roosevelt all game long. Now a foul here. This one of the more touch fouls that we've seen so far today, and that's Davis Chase, who will pick up the personal for Huron.
Yeah, and that's his second, so he's going to have to check out, I'd say, Schmaus and probably Schaefer from Lincoln.
Yeah, good point. Yep.
You know, the two guys who are lightning quick and great at directing their offenses.
Schmaus will trigger this from the baseline. Rough Riders with a fresh 35 on the shot clock. 7 minutes to go in the second quarter. Long three on the way, and that's good. Justin Bilal back out there with 2 personal fouls, but he gets the long-range jumper.
Yeah, he's a 37% shooter from beyond the arc. Averages a little over 10 points per game, but he sat a good chunk of that first quarter in foul trouble. Right now, Roosevelt 45% from the floor, just 17% for Huron.
15 on the shot clock. Offensive foul will be the call on Huron. Carter Porish extending the arm a little bit that time as he tried to gain some separation between he and the defender.
Yeah, put his shoulder into the man too, and that's going to get the official call offensive foul every time. Bylander's going to get a break. Painter in for the Rough Riders.
5-point lead right now for Sioux Falls Roosevelt. They continue to shoot at a high clip at 45% here to start the day. Huron, on the other hand, 2 of 12 from the field at 17%, 0 of 3 still from beyond the arc. Roosevelt with the basketball and the advantage.
You know, you got to figure for Huron, some of those shots in the paint are eventually going to fall.
Bilal couldn't get that 3 to go. Rebounded by Elwine. He's working the tight ropes there, trying to stay in bounds, and now a foul. It's going to be called on Bryson Skogsberg, the 6'4 junior. Little shoulder shimmy that time as he tried to get the steal.
Yep, that's going to be his second, and he's going to head to the sideline.
When you look up and down the roster for both teams, the personal fouls continue to pile up. In the half, each team has 8 personal fouls. Resets the end of the quarter. So in quarter number 2 right now, it's Huron with 2 team fouls, Roosevelt with 1. Just under 6 minutes left to go until halftime. Elwine, the long-range shot, no good. Rebounded by Painter. That's his second rebound today. Now he'll try the 3 in transition, no good. Look out. Schmaus will keep it alive. Bodies go flying everywhere. Huron comes away with the basketball. Porish going coast to coast. His bucket is good. A chance at the 3-point play the old-fashioned way.
Great individual effort by Porish, but it was set up on the other end with some great hustle by the Tigers. Watch him drive. Painter not quite set. He was leaning into it. great job by Porish with some great body control. Painter, that's going to be his second personal foul.
Porish has played 10 minutes today, 2 of 3 from the field, 4 points, 2 rebounds. He's added in an assist. Looking at his numbers at the line this year, a 72% free throw shooter.
Painter's going to head into the bench. Thiab back in for Roosevelt.
Again, worth mentioning, yesterday Porish, a double-double, 11 points, 12 rebounds, and he was 5 for 5 at the free throw line. Makes it here, converts on the three-point play. It's a 2-point game in Rapid City. 5.5 minutes left to go in this first half. 2 versus 3. Roosevelt with the lead over number 3 Huron. A date with Sioux Falls Lincoln waiting in the wings. Whoever wins this game will head to the title game to take on those unbeaten Patriots.
Got a kick ball there. Huron switching up. They got a 2-3 zone in effect right now. And they'll have the big 6'10 man, Blake Elwine, anchoring it in the middle. Let's see if they shift up here on the inbounds play.
19 on the shot clock. 5:18 left to go in the quarter. Schmaus will bring it back up to the top of the key.
Yep, now they'll settle back. That 2-3 zone.
Schmaus. Guarded by Porish, swings it over to Bilal. He'll go with the head fake, now up to the free throw line. Back outside, long 3 on the way. No good. Bilal tipped it away. Schmaus kept it alive. He had bodies fall all over him, and a jump ball, I believe, will be the call. Is CJ okay? He gets helped up by his teammates.
It'll go to Huron as, Schmaus was at the bottom of the pile there, and he had a player fall on top of him. And we got a timeout on the court.
That'll take us to the timeout. A 2-point game here in Rapid City. 4:54 left to go in our second quarter. Back with more AA basketball in just a moment.
Powering the possibilities of tomorrow starts today. For our homes, our farms, our businesses. That's why our Touchstone Energy Cooperative continually plans for the future by utilizing and sourcing safe, reliable power for the next generation. So we can power possibilities long into the future. Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, powering possibilities.
Taking a look at the Huron student section as we get back to action. There's the Roosevelt side of things. Lots of energy inside this building tonight in a 2-point game with under 5 minutes to go in our second quarter.
Yeah, after that jump ball, Huron got the ball. Possession arrow switches now to Roosevelt. Huron still struggling from the floor at 21%, 36% currently for the Rough Riders.
Huron with a chance to tie or take the lead here. Shot clock's at 11. Elwine dialing up a long distance shot. No. Offensive rebound for Porish. No. He gets fouled and will go to the line for 2.
He has been active on the offensive glass. CJ Schmaus, the foul. Watch it again. Flying in there, puts it once on the floor and got bumped.
Yeah, he basically hooked that left arm of his under the armpit that time of Anderson and didn't really give him an opportunity to get up cleanly with his shot. It's been 2.5 minutes since the Rough Riders have scored any points. Tigers on the comeback trail, now 1 point away from tying this thing.
Yeah, 10 of their 16 points have been at the free throw line. And into the game, James Schultz Jr., number 14 for Huron. Miles Elwine to the bench.
Porish with his second attempt. That's good. Tie ball game at 17 with 4:25 left to go in our first half.
A good run here by Huron. See how Roosevelt will attack this defense. Again, switching up, a little different look to the zone now.
CJ drives in, bounces it inside, a perfectly placed pass, but that one rejected. And now a travel call. Thiab tried to get the layup, and boy, this Huron crowd making a lot of noise in Rapid City.
I think that was Anderson Porish. I was kind of blocked by the official in my way here, but great interior defense by Huron.
Yeah, they did not make it easy for the 6'7" junior Thiab inside to get the bucket.
Just a bevy of guys 6'7", 6'8", and taller for Huron.
4 minutes till the halftime break. Elwine had that poked away by Bylander for a moment. Now gets it inside. Schultz. Back to Chase. He'll back up the defender. Goes up with the wild shot. That's no good. Painter the rebound. That's his third board of the half. Painter quickly up ahead. Gets it to Bylander. He lost it. Off his foot. Out of bounds.
Yeah, pass a little bit off target. And I think Bylander kind of took his eyes off the ball as he was collecting it. And somebody lost the shoe
onto the court. I think they were trying to get it to one of the players that lost it on the other end. And yeah, they're going to allow this Huron player to go to the sidelines. Davis Chase to get the sneakers put back on. I didn't know what was going on there for a second. Had his shoe fly in. 3:25 left to go until halftime. There's a few trends out there right now. Roosevelt has not scored any points in 3.5 minutes. They've turned the ball over 3 times during that stretch and have gone over their last 4 from the field. Huron still trying to find good rhythm to their offense. They've been active at the free throw line and attacking again to the rim as Elwine got his own rebound. His shot partially blocked. Porish keeps it alive, but he travels as he tried to clear it out.
Yep, trying to keep the ball alive. He wants an explanation from the official.
I think he was trying to argue that he jump stopped to get out of the way, but it took 4 steps to get there. So now 3 minutes to go, and see if Roosevelt can't retake possession of the lead.
Right now, the pace of the game being controlled by Huron. Roosevelt really hasn't been able to get up and down the court like they normally want to.
Bylander from the corner. His attack inside with plenty of contact, but an offensive foul.
Oh, and we have a technical?
Couldn't see the coaching staff for the Tigers erupted off the bench. This might be double technicals. The way both teams are looking at things right now, you can see Coach Buddenhagen in shock, and they're going to talk things over to make sure they get this correct. We'll see if we can't get an explanation on this.
Well, we'll listen in as best we can at the scores table.
They're going to call an offensive foul on Memphis Bylander first and foremost.
I did not see a technical motion from the official.
There was some verbal jarring going on between these two teams after the offensive foul was called. Maybe some excessive celebrations. I'm not sure what.
Coach Begeman giving instruction to his team, and they may just let him play on here. Now, Bylander was listed for 2 fouls, but I had him only down for 1 in the book.
Yeah, we'll see what they put into the official stats here in a moment, so we will get some clarity on that for you as soon as we can. But boy, Coach Buddenhagen is screaming across the court right now, across the court, I should say, at Coach Mitch Begeman. Haven't seen that kind of energy or fire from either coaches directed at each other so far today, but this is starting to get to be a pretty heated moment here in this basketball game. They did call technical fouls on Bylander and Juergens, by the way. There's a bucket for Elwine, and he's got something to say to the Roosevelt bench as he runs back. And now a 2-point lead for Huron.
Yeah, things are very, the pot boiling pretty hot here. We got a very, very stirred lineup and an offensive foul. Boy, Juergens is fired up.
That's going to be on Bryson Skogsberg, the 6'4" junior, picking up the personal. Boy, it is starting to get hard to hear yourself talk inside this building. Both sides making lots of noise in this second quarter.
Yeah, temperature getting cranked up here when it comes to the intensity. Because a ticket to the state championship game is on the line.
Ooh, what a steal there, and now a foul called on Anderson Porish as Justin Bilal picked his pocket.
That's his second.
It's a 7-0 run right now for the Huron Tigers over the last 3 minutes and 43 seconds. Roosevelt has done most of the damage as far as turnovers are concerned. They have 5 turnovers over the last 5 minutes, but that was a big one there, the 6th of the day now on Huron. Roosevelt trying to snap a 5-minute scoring drought. They have missed their last 4 shots.
Yeah, they've only scored 3 points in this entire period.
Huron's only scored 7 points in this entire period. This has been a very physical defensive battle here today. Painter, little head fake, drives baseline, goes up amongst the trees. No, got his own putback. No. Elwine got the rebound. Elwine with his 6th rebound of the day. Now he'll attack, trying to go coast to coast. That's blocked. They're going to call Thiab with the personal.
And if it is on Thiab, that'll be his 2nd personal foul. It is. And Roosevelt already over the limit. Watch it again on the replay. The stutter step, the drive, the contact.
You gotta wonder if they called the foul initially before the blocked shot. Looked like he got all ball, but there was a little push before that. Elwine makes his free throw. Now an 8-0 run for the Tigers.
Vortherm's into the game for the Rough Riders. Number 2.
This to push it to a 2-possession lead for Huron. 9 points today for Blake Elwine. He's in double figures. First player for either team to get into double-digit scoring. Minute 20 to go till halftime. CJ driving inside. His shot high off the glass. No, he got fouled and will go to the line for 2. Boy, and CJ Schmaus has something to say as he gets back up off the floor. He thought there was a little extra pushing and shoving going on.
Juergens the foul, his 2nd.
He's going over to talk to the officials here before he goes to the line just to make sure that the officials see and know what he's feeling right now. Free throw coming up for Schmaus. It's up and no good.
He has yet to score in this game. Averages 8.5 points, nearly 3 rebounds a game.
Minute 13 left to go until halftime. A low-scoring first half, but plenty of action in this game. A couple technicals. A lot of fouls have been called. A lot of free throws have gone up. There have been now 25 free throws in this first half combined between these two teams.
That's a lot.
Minute 5 to play. Good defense as that ball gets back into the hands of Elwine. He'll drive in. His shot rejected, but he comes up with it on the floor, but he's out of bounds, and it's Roosevelt basketball.
Coyne's got the block for Roosevelt. I wonder if Elwine was maybe trying to draw contact there, maybe get a foul. None forthcoming, because that was a clean block.
Bilal will bring it up, light pressure. He gets it up ahead to Painter. He'll drive baseline, goes up, got contact, kicked it out. Extra pass, now it's CJ going up. He got contact on the way in, and he'll go to the line for 2.
There's players hitting the deck everywhere.
Some of the great basketball games have been compared to 10-round boxing matches, punch for punch, knock for knock, getting yourself up off the mat when you've been knocked down and continuing to battle. And it appears that we've got ourselves a heavyweight battle here tonight, the way these two teams are playing this one out.
Schuckhart's going to check out in favor of number 14 in James Schultz Jr. But yeah, I mean, they're throwing some haymakers out here, metaphorically speaking, and it's who can keep their composure, who can execute on offense and stay out of foul trouble. That's who's going to win this game.
Nobody's picked up a 3rd personal foul except for Schuckhart. Now foul and carry. They're going to say a carry, and it's going the other way. So a turnover for the Tigers. That is number 8. Each team has turned the ball over 8 times now in the first half.
Yeah, 1 second difference between shot clock and game clock right now. Let's see if Roosevelt is going to go for the final opportunity here.
Painter will have it at the top of the key, guarded by Porish. Blau wants it. He's liking the matchup there in the right wing. Gives way back to Painter. He'll stop and pop the three. Good, and the foul. The unconventional 4-point opportunity due up for Roosevelt.
What a clutch shot there by Painter. I don't know if they were playing for the final shot, but Roosevelt will definitely take that one.
That is the first bucket of the day for Painter. He was 0 for 4 from the field, 0 for 2 from 3 prior to that. 5 of 6 at the line now today, though, with 8 points and 4 rebounds.
Carter Porish, the foul.
No good on the final free throw there. Porish got the rebound. That was Anderson Porish. Shot clock off. Elwine slipping as he dribbled into the right wing. Keeps his dribble going, though. 9 on the game clock now. Elwine to the right hand. Crosses over. Stops. Pops. That one off the front side of the iron. No good. Schmaus lobs it up ahead. Bilal couldn't get it away in time. And that's how your first half will come to an end. An electric 2 quarters of basketball in Rapid City. 23-21 your score. We've got highlights. We've got stats coming up when we come back. Stay tuned. More AA basketball after the break.
We aren't meant to be still. And while you determine the direction you'll go, we're just here to help you along the way. So go. Go with experience. Go with teamwork. Go with neighbors. Go with integrity.
You hear about work-life balance like it's a big equation you have to find the answer to. But I think it's much simpler than that. So simple it was right in front of us. Start with the life you want, and everything else will follow.
At Southeast Technical College, you won't just study for a career, you'll live it. Training in classrooms that look, feel, and operate just like the real world. Because the best way to do what you learn is to learn by doing. Get your degree, get to work at Southeast Technical College.
Halftime in Rapid City, 23-21 your score. Roosevelt with the lead over Huron. We'll look at the stats and highlights in a moment, but right now we need to honor our band of the day, and with more on that, we'll send it over to our public address announcer, Mr. Joe Van Gore.
And now, basketball fans, we would like to direct your attention to the upper east side of the ice arena, to the area in front of the band. The tournament band that has been playing for today's sessions of the South Dakota State AA Boys Basketball Tournament is the Pep Band from Douglas High School under the direction of Jennifer Stelzig. In appreciation for the fine music the band has provided during the games, Dr. Dan Swartos, Executive Director of the South Dakota High School Activities Association, is now presenting to Jennifer Stelzig, Director of the Douglas High School Pep Band, a plaque to commemorate the day. A round of applause for the Douglas Pep Band. And fans, in the second quarter, There was
All right, congratulations to the Douglas Pep Band, the band of the day here, and they get a plaque to remember their participation at this AA boys basketball tournament. Let's check out some of the highlights here from the first half of play. And physical basketball, if you wanted it, you got it tonight. It was Memphis Bylander who had the hot hand early, scoring, I believe, 6 of their first 7 points for Roosevelt. Inside, Blake Elwine in close, using his 6'10" height. Bylander again got it up over the defense, scored again. He had 8 points, all in the first quarter of play. Horish got that bucket after the rebound for Huron. And then stepping outside, the only bucket for Justin Bilal, who was in foul trouble in that first half. Horish glides in, draws the foul. Look, good passing. The block there by Huron. They're making it tough inside. There's another shot by Elwine. Look at this one by Painter. Hits the 3 and the foul. And the fouls racking up for both squads here. And this may be a battle of attrition, JJ, is who can stay out of foul trouble in the second half.
Yeah, Roosevelt with 14 team fouls in the first half. Huron had 13. We'll look deeper into those numbers when we come back in just a moment. We've got more AA boys basketball after the break.
South Dakota, a state shaped by its people. It's more than a place, it's opportunity waiting to be realized. At South Dakota State University, opportunity is turned into progress. Through research, education, and a community that inspires, SDSU drives the future of this state. We're not just here, we're taking action with purpose, trust, and impact. This is SD State.
Are Peterson reps real-life seed heroes? Well, they've been known to go the extra mile, literally thousands of extra miles every year. And when they're not driving gravel roads, they're out walking fields and sampling soil. When time is the enemy, they're there to save what's left of the day. Are all Peterson reps seed heroes? I guess that's a yes. Peterson, we're that kind of seed company.
For your little ones and your biggest joys, or your forever friends and your fur kids too. For your better half or your all-time bestie. For the reasons you smile, there's coverage. With dental and vision insurance from Delta Dental of South Dakota and Delta Vision.
Nothing has embodied the American spirit like the family farmer. Year after year, they continue to work the land and plant their crops. Through droughts, floods, and uncertain markets, they keep that spirit alive with another crop harvested for the next generation. And for that, we tip our hats to them. Farmers Union Insurance, protecting those that protect America's food source.
Well, if that's not the cutest thing you've ever seen, I don't know what is. There's a future Roosevelt Rough Rider cheerleader out there as they cheer their boys back onto the floor. 2-point lead right now for Roosevelt here at the halftime break, 23-21 your score.
Yeah, that is absolutely amazing, and hats off to those young ladies from Roosevelt for getting that young lady out there to help cheer on the Rough Riders as they've got a 1 or 2 point lead here at the intermission. Checking out the team stats, boy, both teams kind of cold from the floor. 33% for Roosevelt, but just 19% from the Tigers. Huron 0 for 6 from beyond the arc, a couple of threes on 7 attempts for Roosevelt. Free throws, a whole bunch of them for Huron. They are 13 of 15, a respectable 9 of 13 for Roosevelt. That's 28 combined free throw attempts in that first half. Rebounding pretty even, and that's good for Roosevelt. They don't necessarily have to out-rebound Huron, but they got to keep it close. Turnovers even at 8 apiece for both teams. Individual scoring For Roosevelt, a balanced attack. DeAndre Painter off the bench with 8 points and 4 rebounds. 8 points for Memphis Bylander, all in the first quarter. 3 points each for C.J. Schmaus. Justin Bilal, 1 point for Skogsberg. Meanwhile, 10 points for Blake Elwine, the only Tiger in double figures. 7 points for Anderson Porish. 4 points for Davis Chase. And only 3 players have scored for Huron in this first half. And Chase got into a little bit of foul trouble. One of 5 Tigers with 2 fouls. Miles Elwine, Mason Juergens, Anderson Porish, Davis Chase, Chase Shuckart, Carter Porish off the bench, all with racking up some fouls. Meanwhile, 2 for Justin Bilal, Carson Hoynes, Memphis Bylander, Nicole Thiap, DeAndre Painter, and 3 fouls for Skogsberg. So, yeah, it's kind of been a battle of attrition when it comes to fouls.
Well, and you mentioned the fouls being a concern right now for these two teams. I think that the physical play has to be the biggest concern for these two teams. Whoever wins this game, the amount of energy they've exerted tonight, they're going to have to bring that and then some against Lincoln tomorrow. It's going to be a real tall task to bring that energy for a second night on the 3rd day of this tournament. And it is going to be a tall order. But either way, that's what's at stake here. A chance to go to that title game. We'll see which team wants it most over the next 16 minutes. But for Huron, plain and simple, look to get the 3-point shooting going. Continue to get to the free throw line. Be aggressive on the offensive glass. See what happens. They had 9 offensive rebounds in that first half. Plenty of second chance opportunities. They turned it into 8 second chance points. But now, got to start getting those threes and continue to match Roosevelt's intensity out there on the floor.
And Huron had a lot of opportunities in close to the basket, shots that just wouldn't fall, and credit Roosevelt for contesting those. The downside for Roosevelt is they picked up a bunch of fouls. That, you know, and the way this game has been played, you know, it's a question of whose bench is going to be a little bit deeper tonight.
The good news for Roosevelt, if you're looking for some in the silver lining moment, they've only got 1 player who's got 3 fouls. Everybody else is 2-1, but there's a lot of them who have 2 personal fouls right now. So they've got a little breathing room, but there's not a lot of room for error.
And for Huron, you know, they got to hit a 3 sometime, and that's not it. That was close. It was online. A good look there for Miles Elwine.
Boy, Bylander and Davis Chase collided. I think noggin to noggin on that one. Both appear to be okay. Skogsberg just kind of threw up a prayer shot that time, knowing he was going to absorb the foul. And he will go to the line for 2.
That's Anderson Porish with the foul, I believe. That is his second.
That was on Juergens, actually.
Juergens,
yep.
yeah. Yep. Good.
He got the technical late in that second quarter. This is his second foul of the day. Skogsberg back at the free throw line. Looking at his line today, 0 for 2 from the field, 1 for 2 at the free throw line, 5 rebounds. Missed on that one.
Yeah, he had 12 yesterday. And again, he has been in a little foul trouble. He also hit the deck pretty hard earlier in this contest.
Tough defense from Memphis Bylander, forcing Porish to pass it away.
Roosevelt going man-to-man.
Boy, this is a tough spot here for Huron. They've got to find a way to get it inside. Porish came open. The sea just kind of parted for him there at the end. He was in desperation mode for a moment, but got the layup to go. And now Bylander, no, they're going to say he traveled.
Took the extra step, and you can see Roosevelt, even after that made shot, man, they pushed it up the court in a hurry. The pace of the first half definitely favored Huron. Roosevelt, they like to get up and down the court a little more. Let's see if they can force some turnovers here with this pressure.
Elwine gets it up ahead to Porish. He'll stop. Kick it back. And now foul underneath. This is going to go against Roosevelt. It'll be Carson Hoynes picking up the personal.
That's his 3rd. Skogsberg signaling something to his bench here. He's going to stay out there for a moment. I thought he was calling for he substituted. He might have been shaken up, but that is not the case. He stays in.
Yeah, more of a hand signal to get the play call in, I think, for Elwine as that shot misses. Allow the rebound. Schmaus will bring it up. Well, he's got a tower in front of him there in Elwine. He'll pass it away. Skogsberg got the defender up in the air, used the left hand to go up and in. Boy, a smart play there as he gets his first bucket from the field.
Nifty play there, and he gets his first field goal of the day.
Porish, those long legs streaking into the lane, missed on the attempt, but got fouled from behind, and a smile on the face of Carson Hoynes as he thought he got all ball. He's not happy as he goes to the sideline.
Yeah, he just got his 4th foul. And Hoynes wants an explanation.
Hoynes is going to get pushed away by C.J. Smouse, and that's a smart move there by the guard. They don't need another technical. CJ was just trying to ask for an explanation, and I think it got escalated there for a moment by Hoynes.
Again, tempers flaring here today. Thiab in, Hoynes out for Roosevelt.
Coach Begeman reminding Hoynes, hey, we need you to stay calm and cool. You can't be doing that kind of stuff. It's a close game. Don't need to do something outside of yourself that could cost your team potential points, potential trip to the title game.
And remember, we had several technical fouls in our first 2 contests this afternoon.
I think technicals in every game today, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we have. I cannot ever recall that in all the tournaments that I've done over the years for SDPB that we've had this many technical fouls in one day.
And while you don't like to see technical fouls, especially at the state tournament level, the emotion, the passion, what these young men have been bringing to the floor here today is exceptional. They just got to make sure they stay within themselves, and look out, a sky-high jam for Blake Elwine.
He went all the way on that one. He wasn't going to be denied.
His first elevation of the day. Skogsberg, the dish inside. That one rejected. The putback, though, is good. Thiab with the bucket. He stuck with it and got 2 hard-earned points.
Yep, his first points of the day. He had to work hard for him. His first attempt was blocked.
Well, you got parents pacing in the aisles upstairs. You got fans anxiously watching. Players leaving it all out on the floor right now. Coaches going at each other a little bit on the sidelines as well. This has had a little bit of everything in this semifinal game. The 3, no good. Skogsberg the rebound for Roosevelt. 2-point lead right now for the Rough Riders. Under 5 minutes to go in this third quarter. Skogsberg slips. And they're going to call the travel. And that, again, has been a concern throughout this tournament. They'll get that cleaned up as we go to break. 2-point lead for Roosevelt. 4th of 53 left to go in our third quarter. Back with more from Rapid City in just a moment.
Creating a legacy means different things to everyone. For us, it's about family, watching my daughter follow in my footsteps, passing the farm under her, and working side by side every day. It's about building something that lasts. Agtegra Cooperative has been by our side through it all, supporting us from one generation to the next. Agtegra Cooperative, legacy rich, future focused for generations to come.
Just under 5 minutes left to go in this third quarter. 29-27 your score. Roosevelt with the lead. Huron with the basketball.
That is going to be Carter Porish, the freshman, bringing the ball up against that pressure. Big spot for the freshman.
They had the stadium lights sweeping across the floor there for a moment. They just got those turned off. Now Elwine will go in. His shot partially blocked on that play. Thiab got his hands on it. It'll be a jump ball.
Possession arrow Huron.
Yeah, it's going to stay with the Tigers. 4:31 left to go. Now in the quarter. Huron with a chance to tie or take the lead here in this possession. Boy, after an offensive outburst with a lot of free throws early on, scoring has been hard to come by, but there is a big three for Miles Elwine. His first make of the day. A big one that gives Huron a 1-point lead, 30-29 your score with 4:20 left to go here in the third quarter. It'll be up to Coach Buddinhagen. He will take a full timeout. We will step aside and be back with more from Rapid City in just a moment.
Since 1882, we've raised 5 generations of hardworking Americans on this land. Our great-great-grandfather believed in something simple: respect the land and it will provide. Anthem Oats, grown by us, shared with you.
Your Great Plains Case IH dealers know that hard work starts early, in the field and on the field or the court. Dedication, teamwork, pride, the values driving farmers also power South Dakota athletes. Growing crops or growing champions, it takes the same drive to succeed. Your local Great Plains Case IH dealers know the future is built by showing up day after day, ready to work, ready to win. Great Plains Case IH dealers, supporting schools, athletes, and the communities we grow.
Back at it again here inside the Ice Arena, the Monument in Rapid City, South Dakota. Semi-final basketball here on Friday night. A 1-point lead for number 3 Huron, 30-29 your score. Just under 4:20 left to go in this quarter. CJ driving inside, dribbled that one off his foot, kept it alive. Bylander from the baseline now, waiting to get his teammate back on the floor. Schmaus almost lost it again. 14 on the shot clock now as Bylander gives way to Painter. He'll launch the three, no good. Elwine going up amongst the trees to bring down that rebound.
Huron switching a lot on defense, and despite their big height, they do have versatility.
That shot blocked. Bylander the other way. He'll go up and in. The coast-to-coast finger roll finish for Memphis. Bylander gives him 10 points on the day, and now a collision near half court.
Schmaus is going to get called for the foul as players hitting the deck left and right.
By the way, Blake Elwine now a double-double today. 12 points, 10 rebounds in 20 minutes. Anderson Porish will go to the sidelines. He's got 11 and 5. They're going to clean up the floor as CJ continues to plead his case with the officials.
Blake Elwine, the all-time leading scorer in Huron basketball history. And his dad, Jay, held the record before him.
Seen a need to clean up this floor a little bit more in the second half. It is very warm, unseasonably warm in Rapid City. It was 80 degrees earlier today. There's a lot of bodies in this building and ice below us. Got to think there's some precipitation maybe starting to get onto the floor that has gotten these players slipping around a little bit. They'll play on, though, with 3:26 to go in the quarter as Elwine runs the offense. Tried to bounce one inside. That, I don't believe, got touched. They're going to say somebody from Roosevelt got a hand on it. Yeah. It's going to stay Tiger basketball.
Yeah, Roosevelt was saying, hey, we didn't touch the ball, but the referee said it was touched by a Rough Rider. 18 seconds on the shot clock for Huron.
Man-to-man defensively for the Rough Riders. That one inbounded left side of the paint. Good defense, and it goes off the foot that time of Davis Chase, and it's going the other way.
Chase has had limited playing minutes today because of the foul trouble.
Thiab got into foul trouble early in this game, but since he's returned, he has been a big difference maker on the defensive end of the floor. He brings size and aggression down there that Roosevelt was sorely missing in the first half. Painter. Tough, no good. Rebounded by Huron, and now a touch foul on Bylander. That's a reach-in foul they probably didn't need there. Bylander has just picked up his third.
Yeah, and Roosevelt fans really, or the fouls, I should say, really starting to rack up against Roosevelt. And we still got a little over 3 minutes left to go in this third quarter. We got 3 Rough Riders with 3 fouls.
Yeah, still 11 minutes left to go in regulation, including the entire fourth quarter. As Blake Elwine brings it up, a double-double effort today. Double teamed at the top of the key. They'll swing it around to the left baseline. Now Elwine wants to reset, still with 18 on the shot clock. Top of the key three for the big man. That's no good. Thiab had the rebound. It got poked out of his hands, but it'll stay Tiger basketball.
Yeah, Carter Porish in there fighting for the rebound. The freshman playing some big minutes and kind of made things happen there, and Roosevelt just couldn't quite hang on to the ball.
31-30 your score. And they're going to call an offensive foul, an illegal screen before the inbound ever took place.
I think that was on Davis Chase, and that's his third. It is. Chase has been limited by foul trouble today. He had 13 points yesterday. He's been limited to just 4 points today, and he's going to have to go to the bench. Anderson Porish comes back into the contest.
Here's how the foul trouble situation looks right now. Hoynes for Roosevelt has 4. Bylander and Skogsberg each have 3. For Huron, 2 players with 3 personal fouls, Chase and Shuckart. And an offensive foul called on Roosevelt.
C.J. Schmaus on the drive. He stuck his arm out, and that, I believe, is his 3rd personal foul. Watch it here. Watch the drive. I think he stuck his arm out into him.
There wasn't a lot there, but the official was right there and clearly saw the action. Now 2:25 left to go in this quarter. Elwine with some light pressure. He'll get it across the half-court line. Big 6'10" guard on the attack. He might have pushed off a little bit there. The Roosevelt coaches want it, and now they're going to call a foul on Roosevelt. Boy, it looked like Elwine on back-to-back plays was throwing an arm there. He may have gotten away with it not once but twice.
That is on Justin Bilal, his 3rd personal, and they're over the limit. The Rough Riders. Huron
in a scoring drought right now. 2 minutes and 16 seconds. That erased by the free throw from Blake Elwine. He's got 13 points, 7 of 7 at the free throw line today. He's taken 17 shots from the field and made just 3 of them. 0 for 6 from the field. But the effort at the free throw line has been perfect. 8 for 8 now today for the big man.
By, let's see, the updated stats, I think that's 17 of 19 free throws as a team for Huron.
Painter, the extra pass, Bilal for 3. That's no good. Bylander keeps it alive, and now contact and bodies flying everywhere. C.J. Schmaus slow to get up. He may have picked up the personal, or is this on Huron? Anderson Porish is slow to get up.
We're going to have to wipe up the floor here.
Porish trying to stretch out his lower back right now. That was a heavy blow between those 2 players.
I think if they're going to catch Memphis Bylander, they signaled number 10 to the bench, or to the scorer's table, I should say.
Yeah.
And Memphis Bylander just got his 4th personal foul here with nearly 2 minutes left to go in quarter number 3, and he's been one of their main offensive weapons.
So that's a loose ball foul now for Roosevelt. You mentioned that's his 4th. He's the 2nd player to pick up 4 fouls for the Rough Riders. Free throw is good for Porish. You lose either Hoynes or Bylander in this game, it's a huge loss. Hoynes has only played 9 minutes today, but Bylander 19 minutes. He's put in 10 points, 2 rebounds. He's a big part of the offense and the game plan for the Rough Riders.
Yeah, he averages 11 points per contest.
He'll be on the sidelines for the rest of this quarter and at least the start of the 4th. Under 2 minutes remaining now. 34-31, Huron with the 3-point lead in what has been a low-scoring semifinal battle, but it has been a knockout, drag-out battle between these 2 rivals. The kick-out stolen away, and C.J. Schmaus got ran over on the other end of the floor. I'm not sure the officials saw it. He got his head knocked in, and now on a 3-point bucket, good for Carter Porish. A 6-point lead now for the Huron Tigers.
Yeah, players falling down everywhere, and nonetheless, the freshman hit a big 3-pointer.
Schmaus, the jumper, that's no good. Elwine got the rebound. His 11th of the day. 1 minute to go in this 3rd quarter. Huron has outscored Roosevelt 16-8 in the frame. They're currently on a 7-0 run.
And I was wondering if they were going to operate a little faster, JJ, and maybe go 2 for 1 on the shot clock, but it looks like they're going to be content to whittle it down.
Elwine got fouled on the 3-point attempt. He will go to the line. Roosevelt fans wanted a flopping warning. They won't get it. Free throws coming up for the big man as that one misses off the front side of the iron.
Painter with the foul, his third.
Keep in mind, Elwine with his 14 points today. 8 of those 14 have come at the free throw line where he is perfect. Anderson Porish also 7 for 7 at the line today. Big reason why Huron is in the driver's seat right now. They are now 20 of 22 as a team at the free throw line at 90%.
Scoring drought, 2 minutes, 57 seconds for Roosevelt.
Second attempt is good. One more coming up. This could push it to a 9-point lead. It's already a 3-possession lead for the Tigers. This is their largest lead of the day.
Oh, looks like got a little blood on the uniform of C.J. Schmaus, so he has got to go to the bench, get that cleaned up. And here comes Memphis Bylander back into the contest here. And Bylander with 4 fouls.
I think that tells the story of how physical this game has been today. The white jersey of C.J. Schmaus. Blood splattered on the shorts. Free throw number 3 is good. 17 points for Elwine, 11 rebounds in 23 minutes today. A 9-point lead for the Huron Tigers with 35 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Painter on the attack, goes up, his shot no good. Contact on the way down, he'll go to the line for 2.
And that'll be Carter Porish with the foul. As you see the drive there, the contact. Shot just rolls off the rim.
Officials are going to try to get the floor cleaned up as Skogsberg does it underneath the hoop for them here for the moment. Shot clock, by the way, will be off when play resumes. But yeah, this is the third or fourth time in the last 5 minutes that they've had to stop play to get this floor cleaned up.
Yeah, and that was because you had players falling there with the perspiration, on the deck here. So they had to clean things up here. Shooting stats, 8 of 32 for Huron. 25%, 10 of 28 for Roosevelt, 36%.
Painter makes the free throw.
Now, Painter averages 12 points per game. You want to talk about 6 men in the state, he's as good as it comes when it comes to production. Also 3 rebounds a contest is what he averages.
He's in double figures now with 10 points, 7 of 9 at the free throw line. Today's added in 4 rebounds in 16 minutes. Shot clock off. Elwine brings it up with 25 seconds left to go in the quarter. Huron has outscored Roosevelt by 10 here in this third quarter to build the lead up to 7 at the moment. Roosevelt has not scored from the field in the last 3.5 minutes of play as the Tigers have built this lead. Elwine, his jumper, no good. Belisle, the rebound. He'll push it up with 3 seconds to go. The near half-court jumper off the front side of the iron, no good. And that's how your quarter will come to an end. 8 minutes to go to punch the ticket to the title game. We'll see how it plays out when we come back with more AA basketball in 60 seconds on South Dakota Public Broadcasting.
Educators across South Dakota are coming together to elevate, educate, and empower. This June, the Department of Education hosts the South Dakota Literacy Conference in Mitchell, a gathering dedicated to advancing the science of reading and sharing new insights into how students learn, exploring research and real-world strategies for South Dakota educators to move literacy forward for all learners. South Dakota Department of Education, learning, leadership, service.
It's not just about making a living. It's about upholding a way of life. We are connected to this land, committed to the future. Bank West.
8 minutes back on the big board as we head into our fourth quarter in this semifinal matchup. Huron with the 7-point lead over Roosevelt Rough Riders have been in the driver's seat throughout much of this game today, but were outscored 19-10 in that third quarter. They will get the basketball. Schmaus with a new set of shorts is back out there on the floor for the Rough Riders. This one up and under is good. Thiab with a big bucket underneath. That's his second make from the floor today. He's got 4 points, 3 rebounds in 17 minutes.
I love the challenge along the baseline there by Thiab. Smart play there and just use the rim perfectly to keep the defender at bay.
5-point game with 7.5 minutes to go. Anderson Porish bouncing it down low to the baseline. He'll take it back at the top of the key with 10 on the shot clock. Elwine on the attack against Painter. Had that taken away from him for a moment, but he recovered and put it in. 19 points for Blake Elwine.
Yeah, only his 4th field goal of the day.
Skogsberg inside. His shot partially blocked, and that'll go out of bounds. Last touched by Roosevelt.
As a team, Huron is 22 of 24 at the free throw line through 3 quarters. Roosevelt 11 of 17.
One minute gone by here in the fourth quarter. Roosevelt shooting 35% as a team in this game. Huron 26% as a team. They still only have 9 makes from the field the entire way, but 22 made free throws. That shot blocked, and eventually last touched by Huron as it goes out of bounds.
Thought for sure Davis was going to have an easy layup there, but good defense inside by Roosevelt prevented that bucket.
As you look at the stats coming across on our scorebook at the bottom of your screen, you'll see that this is about as even a matchup as you could have today. The only difference is the free throws. Huron has gotten to the line 7 more times than Roosevelt today and has made 11 more free throws than their opponent. Schmaus got tangled up there. He finally got the contact and will go to the free throw line. 3 of 4 at the stripe today. That's where all of his points have come.
Anderson Porish with the foul, his 3rd. Schmaus, all of his points have been at the free throw line today.
3 of 4 at the stripe. He is 0 of 4 from the field. He makes his first here. 6-point game. Make or miss, it'll be a 2-possession lead for the Tigers as play resumes. Schmaus gets it to go. He goes 2 for 2 this time around, and a timeout called by Coach Begeman.
Yeah, it's still anybody's game here. While we got a moment, I'd like to remind you that SDPB's coverage of high school sports and activities is made possible through the generous support of viewers like you. A contribution today helps support the broadcast of events such as the basketball championships. Make a donation today by visiting sdpb.org/donate. So you get a look at one of the cheering sections here inside the ice arena. Fans of all ages have been enjoying this very hotly contested game, very physical game.
CJ Schmaus is going into the locker room. I think they're going to try to get him a new jersey. Got one of his teammates who's been on the end of the bench. I think they're going to trade it out for him. Must have some more blood on that uniform at this point. They can't afford to lose him for any length of time, so he was hustling to get into that locker room.
Yeah, let's see who Roosevelt sends out onto the floor here. As one of the referees is talking, I think, with one of the assistant coaches for Roosevelt down at the far end of the floor from our broadcast location.
And I think we may have a jersey number change when CJ comes back, so we'll have to keep an eye on that here in a moment because of the blood. They weren't able to remove it, especially with these white jerseys. They had to get him out there. He's still got number 1 on, but he's got a new pair of shorts out there. This is at least his 2nd pair of shorts he's had in the second half.
Yep, he'll have to sit on the bench momentarily as Joey Vortherms comes into the game to replace him.
Porish nearly double dribbled there. He picked it up and now passes it away to Davis Chase. They'll reset the offense. Juergens back to Porish. Down low to Elwine. He's had the hot hand all game long. 19 points, 11 rebounds. Zipped it inside. This one up and under, no good. And tipped out of bounds. I think this is going to be a foul on Huron. Yep. It is. That was a mental lapse there for Davis Chase as he reached in to try to steal it unnecessarily away.
And for Chase, yep, they're going to tag him with foul number 4. So now Huron, they got some players racking up the fouls as well.
Joey Vorthams will check out. CJ Schmaus back in. 6:01 left to go in regulation. Trip to the title game to take on number 1 and unbeaten Sioux Falls Lincoln. Will it be number 2 Roosevelt, or will this number 3 Huron Tigers team provide our first true upset of this tournament? Skogsberg, no. Painter kept it alive, though. Did not reset the shot clock. It's down to 11. I'm not sure he's seen that yet. Painter, 7 on the shot clock. 5, he'll stop and pop. The 3 is good. My goodness, what a shot there. DeAndre Painter, the 6'3 junior, drains it and makes it a 2-point game.
Big time clutch shot by Painter.
5:15 left to go. Tigers been in the driver's seat this entire second half. They have outscored Roosevelt 21-17 since the intermission. Elwine got fouled as he threw up the desperation shot. He had 4 white jerseys all around him there as the foul comes in. 2 more free throws coming up for the big man. He is 11 for 11 at the free throw line today.
Bilal with the foul, his 4th for Roosevelt.
First one is good. Still a 1-possession lead at the moment for Huron. This a big one. Now they're going to have to make CJ Schmaus go off the floor again. I think they found some more blood on his hand. They're going to try to get that cleaned up. He is visibly frustrated as he goes to the sidelines to try to work with the trainers to get that bleeding to stop.
Yeah, Joey Vortherm's going to come in to replace him, number 2 for Roosevelt.
The hard part is once that blood starts flowing and it starts to get attached to some sweat, then it just continues to go and it can get all over the place. So he's battling a couple of obstacles right now. As that free throw goes in, Elwine 13 for 13 today. He's just 4 of 19 from the field, 0 of 6 from 3, but 20 points the effort today and a double-double in 27 minutes.
Man-to-man for Huron.
2-possession lead for Huron as Skogsberg nearly lost it. Now he does. That ripped away by Juergens. The lob up ahead. Porish goes in for the left-handed layup. No good. The putback, though, is good. That one put in by his brother, Carter Porish.
Followed the play nicely. When you run the floor, good things happen.
Still a 2-possession game, but it's now a 6-point lead for the Huron Tigers. 4:23 left to go. Painter inside, no. Skogsberg fought for the offensive rebound, kept it alive. Painter inside, blocked, and a foul. We'll take the timeout here with 4:15 left to go in a 6-point game. More free throws coming up when we come back. Back after the media timeout in Rapid City. Stay tuned. The AA semifinals continue after this.
Protecting crops. Agronomy Plus in Mitchell, Rock Creek in Howard, and Valley Station at Armour provide agronomy services, fertilizer products, and crop analysis systems, including Agronomy 365. This system helps manage your field's performance, supporting small-town communities while hiring and training local youth. Agronomy Plus in Mitchell, Rock Creek in Howard, and Valley Station in Armour, serving area producers and their communities.
I can't imagine being anything other than a nurse. I'm also much more than a nurse. And working at Avera lets me find balance between the career that called me and a life that fulfills me.
Taking a look at that Roosevelt student section, the Huron parents maybe a little less excited than those young folk over there a moment ago, but this has turned into a pretty tense basketball game late in this contest. 4+ minutes left to play, a 2-possession game, and free throws coming up for the Rough Riders. Painter, 13 points today, 7 of 9 at the free throw line, makes his first. cool customer there as he knocks it in.
Yeah, he was limited to just 5 points yesterday, but he's had a dynamite game and has hit some big-time clutch shots.
Added 5 rebounds to his ledger today. That's in and out. 5-point game. Just over 4 minutes remaining. Juergens got it away. Now it's Elwine.
Boy, Roosevelt just getting in the face of every Huron player.
Elwine launches, and that one in and out, no good. Skogsberg kept it alive, but put it right back in the hands of Carter Porish. Now a foul called on Roosevelt.
Carter Porish has come up big here in the last few moments.
Boy, it looked like Skogsberg, when he got that rebound, it stepped out of bounds. The officials missed it. Then the foul came a moment later. Huron will inbound it from that same spot here with a fresh shot clock as Schmaus goes to the sidelines.
4 fouls for him.
That's the 4th Roosevelt player with 4 personal fouls. They have 2 more with 3. Huron has 2 players with 4 personal fouls and 2 more with 3. Elwine puts up the prayer. No, a little flop action there as he tried to draw a foul. Play continues on as Justin Bilal brings it up across the half-court line, and now it's Painter, the hot hand, running the show with 3.5 minutes to play.
Yeah, let's see who switches off on him here.
Painter inside, he'll go in. Little hand contact on the way up. They're going to say it was on the ground.
That's going to be on Juergens. That's his 3rd. 4th team foul. So the rest of the way, we're going to have free throws.
Painter will trigger it. Thiab, Bylander, Bilal, and Skogsberg, all with some size. The ability to go inside. Here's Bilal. His shot blocked, and by who else but Elwine. He has been terrific today on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, but Roosevelt, I should correct myself, 2 team fouls in this period. Possession arrow favors Huron.
That is technically, according to the stat line, just the 3rd block for Elwine today. It could easily be his 5th or 6th the way he's played on the defensive end.
Yeah, and he's affected a lot of shots in the paint as well. Sometimes it's not the ones you block, it's the ones you affect.
Thiab got his own rebound on the miss. Now he gets fouled on the way up. We'll go to the line for 2 with the clock stopping at 3:03 in a 5-point game. This is going to be on Elwine. That's his 2nd.
But that is the 5th team foul. So for Roosevelt, their destiny lies at the free throw line for the remainder of this contest.
Ecole with 4 points today, 3 rebounds, 2 of 6 from the field. His first free throw is good. That's his first attempt of the day, the 22nd for the Rough Riders. They are now 15 of 22 today, approaching 70% as a squad. Huron at 92% on the other end. That one no good. Anderson Porish the rebound. He's got 6. Under 3 minutes remaining. Elwine. Left-handed dribble inside traffic, and they're going to say he traveled. Took the extra step as he tried to find contact, and he is frustrated, bewildered, slowly walking to the other end of the floor there as he didn't get the call to go his way.
Everybody's trying to take it into the paint, draw the contact, and get to the free throw line.
Bylander going up amongst the trees. No, fighting for the rebound. It ended up getting poked away. Elwine spinning his way through traffic, puts it up. No, a blocking foul is called, and more free throws coming up for the big man. He had initially slowed down, I think, thinking he was going to wait for his teammates. Then his coach said, no, go in, go get it. All the foul trouble that Roosevelt's in, why not attack?
Skogsberg got his 4th personal foul.
That's the 5th Roosevelt player with 4 personal fouls now. Still nobody's fouled out. Elwine makes another one. He's made 14 consecutive free throws in this game today. Now up to 22 points and 11 rebounds in 29 minutes.
Great display today.
Free throw attempt is good. 2 for 2 this time around. And a timeout called, a full timeout called by Coach Budenhagen.
It has been a fantastic contest here, a long way to go. While we got a moment, I'd like to remind you that In Play with Craig Maddock brings you in-depth conversations about everything happening in South Dakota sports. Each episode dives into the players, the programs, and the legends who've shaped the sports landscape here in the Mount Rushmore State. You can find the podcast on Apple, Google, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast. And if you enjoy it, leave us a 5-star review so more fans can discover the show. That's In Play with Craig Maddock.
Taking a look at the second half numbers for both teams. They're both hovering around 33%. 6 of 18 since halftime for Huron from the field. They're 2 of 6 from distance. They have made all of their free throws in this second half, 13 for 13. They've only missed 2 free throws as a team the entire day. They're 26 of 28 as a squad at 93%. Roosevelt, on the other hand, in the second half, 6 of 19 at 32% as a team, 1 of 6 from three-point land, and they have made the majority of their free throws since halftime, 6 of 9, and are now 15 of 22 as a team today at 68%. So both teams hitting their free throws when they need to. Difference, Huron has made 11 more than Roosevelt has in 6 more shots today.
Huron doing a lot of switching in their man-to-man defense.
Painter on the attack to the baseline, double team, caught in traffic, trying to clear out some space, now does. Still 15 on the shot clock. Belisle wants to attack. That got poked away. Porish got his hands on it. Elwine will bring it up.
Yep, good defense by Huron, a good decision by Elwine not to run up court. He lost the handle, though, on the drive, and the jump ball, possession arrow, Huron.
Minute 54 left to go. Tigers will inbound it underneath their own hoop with 25 on the shot clock.
Schmaus back into the game. Who's he going to replace? Thiab. Quicker lineup now for Roosevelt.
Well, you got to give a tip of the cap to the Roosevelt coaching staff. Kind of working like mad scientists over there, trying to find a way to avoid anybody fouling out of this game. They've been subbing guys in and out, but 5 different players in danger of fouling out right now with 4 personal fouls. They've got another one in Painter who has 3. They are really walking a fine line here at this moment with 1:54 left to go in a 6-point game.
Hey, don't forget the South Dakota High School Activities All-State Band Concert hits the stage on Saturday, March 28th at 5 Central Vaughan Mountain Time, live from the Rushmore Theater at the Monument right here in Rapid City. You can catch the live stream at sdpb.org/band. SDPB will also record the performance for a special TV broadcast in April on the 25th. It's on SDPB1 television. We're proud to team up with the South Dakota High School Activities Association and showcase the incredible talent of young South Dakotans.
6-point game with 1:55 left to go here in regulation. Huron with 25 on the shot clock will inbound it from the baseline. The freshman, Carter Porish, got the inbound up to the top of the key. It's Anderson now with it, swinging it to Elwine. He's guarded by Painter. Elwine to the right wing, up to the top of the key. Gets it to his brother. His 3 is good. Miles Elwine.
Now it's a 3-possession game, and that was a huge trifecta.
Painter, the answer, no. Elwine got the rebound, and now it's Painter with the foul, and he hit his own teammate on the way down, and C.J. Schmaus slow to get back up.
Yeah, a little friendly fire there as his own teammate crashed into him, and C.J. Schmaus just had a heck of, a tough night. He's played hard, no doubt about it. The effort's been there 100%. He's going to stay out there. That is only the 4th team foul, by the way, on Roosevelt.
Still 90 seconds left to go, but the Rough Riders have missed now 5 straight shots. They're 1 for their last 8 and no field goals over the last 4 minutes.
Painter got that last foul. That's his 4th for Roosevelt.
Huron will slow things down with 1:18 left to go in regulation. A trip to the title game on the line. That got stolen away for a moment. Miles Elwine kept it alive, and now a foul on Roosevelt, who's just fouled out. It's going to be Painter. His day is done. 14 points, 5 rebounds, 23 minutes of action. That's it for him here today.
He provided such a big boost for Roosevelt today, as he has done all year in that 6th man role.
Miles Elwine will go to the free throw line. 6 points, 3 rebounds today, 23 minutes. The biggest shot of his young career came a moment ago when he hit that dagger 3, his second of the night. And his first free throw now pushes this to a double-digit lead.
The pace of the game really has been all Huron tonight. Roosevelt never really could get in this up and down, type of game that they've wanted to get. They still got 1:09 left, but they got a lot of work to do.
It was a 2-point game at halftime, but a 9-point advantage after the third quarter. Huron has outscored Roosevelt 31-19 since the halftime break.
Stogberg there trying to draw the contact on the 3.
Elwine gets it across the half-court line, and now a foul is called as Elwine bumped in to, I believe, Cole Thiab. Thiab will pick up his third personal foul, and Elwine will go to the free throw line in the midst of a 7-0 run for the Huron Tigers to try to put this one away. This young man has been one of the elite players in the state of South Dakota over the last couple years. He's put together an elite performance here today as he misses his first free throw of the night. He had made 15 straight before that one missed. Had to miss eventually.
Yeah, but I tell you what an effort he has put forward tonight.
Big man puts up his second. That misses. Bylander with the rebound. Schmaus will bring it up. 45 seconds left to go for the Rough Riders as they try to work their way back into this game. 3 from the corner. No good. Rebounded by Elwine. Up ahead to Juergens. He'll go in. That one off the backboard. No. And tipped out of bounds. They tried a little hot sauce there to put the exclamation point on, but Roosevelt said, no, we're not going to be taken down like that.
Yeah, and credit Roosevelt for hustling back on defense and preventing the big spectacular dunk there.
11-point lead late for these Huron Tigers. 3 no good. Thiab, his shot no, and a foul with 22 seconds left just after the Huron coaching staff said, hey, no more fouls.
I was just about to mention that. Coach Buttenhagen said, don't foul, and they challenged the shot there.
What do you suppose the chances are that the players could hear Coach Buttenhagen on the other end of the floor in that moment with how loud this crowd has been at times tonight, how energetic things have been over there?
Carter Porish just fouled out of the game, but boy, he gave him a ton of quality minutes tonight, 5 points, but a lot of tough defense for that freshman.
Well, the trainers are tending to one of the Roosevelt cheerleaders on the sidelines right now. I don't know if she got ran over earlier on or maybe
not sure,
lost her breath or what, but hopefully that young lady is okay. Either way, they continue with play as Thiab goes to the free throw line. He's got 5 points, 4 rebounds. Puts in his first free throw. 2 for 2 now at the line today. He's got 6. Another one coming up in this trip to the stripe. Second one is good.
All Huron's got to do is just get it across the timeline. They can just run out the clock.
Roosevelt will not foul. The Tigers will not shoot as they run the clock out now with 10 seconds left to go. Roosevelt will play aggressive defensively down to the finish line. They battled valiantly here today, but these Huron Tigers, the 3 seed, will provide our first true upset of the AA tournament. It's final, 53-44. The Tigers will battle the unbeaten Lincoln Patriots tomorrow night in our title game. We will step aside from the AA semifinals and be back with a coach's interview, some stats, some highlights, and more. Our coverage continues after the break from Rapid City.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? the long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for all of it. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great. And we're here for all of it. See you at the game.
Powering the possibilities of tomorrow starts today. For our homes, our farms, our businesses. That's why our Touchstone Energy Cooperative continually plans for the future by utilizing and sourcing safe, reliable power for the next generation. So we can power possibilities long into the future. Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, powering possibilities.
South Dakota, a state shaped by its people. It's more than a place, it's opportunity waiting to be realized. At South Dakota State University, opportunity is turned into progress. Through research, education, and a community that inspires, SDSU drives the future of this state. We're not just here, we're taking action with purpose, trust, and impact. This is SD State.
Back in Rapid City as this one goes final today, 53-44, the final score. Number 3, Huron punches their ticket to the championship game. My broadcast partner, Steve Toom, he's courtside right now with the winning head coach.
All right, thanks, JJ. Coach, congratulations on the win. Physical, hard-fought game. Tell us what your team did tonight that got the W.
Well, I thought we were gritty on the offense or on the defense end. We kept them out of the paint. We didn't let them have too many threes. The last time in here, they hit 14 of them. That was our main goal, is make sure that we get a hand up and then try to dominate the boards. I thought we did that, and then I thought we were, really good on offense. We kind of got on that little run where we could get a 9-point cushion, but give them credit, they came right back. But I thought our kids were really gritty. We got the ball where we needed to. I thought our bigs did a fantastic job, and then Blake just controlled the game up top.
Yeah, and talk about the pace of the game, because it seemed like you were pressing, but it was just to kind of keep them from getting out and running, which they like to do.
Yeah, they do. And then when they get running, and then they're really good and spreading the floor and then hitting those threes. So we just had to make sure that we could slow the ball down, get to their shooters, gap high, like we like to say, get a body in the pathway of a driver, and then we're able to take some charges tonight, which was beneficial to us. And then when they started missing shots, they started to get down, and then we hit a couple big threes.
Carter Porish, your freshman, played a ton of big minutes, 5 points, but he gave you a big production tonight.
Yeah, Carter's a really athletic kid. I mean, and then he could shoot it. They let him open. He buried that one, which gave him separation, and Miles Elwine hit the one at the top of the key. And then we were fortunate to get to the free throw line.
Yeah, talk about the free throws there. I know every coach talks about free throws, but it paid off for your team tonight, all those long practices with the free throw drills.
It did. We said we had to win that battle, get to the free throw line more than they did, because that means that we're in attack mode. We're just not, we're playing fearless instead of fearful. I thought our guys did that.
All right, quick preview. You got Lincoln tomorrow night in the championship game. What do you and your coaching staff have to do to prepare your team to win?
Well, I think we're going to do the same thing we did tonight, try to keep them out of the paint, get the shooters, and then try to control the group one-on-one if we can.
All right, Coach, congratulations on the win. I'll let you go celebrate with the team.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
Coach Budenhagen here is Huron Tigers. They're going to the championship game tomorrow night against the Patriots. Let's send it back to J.J. Hardigan.
Thanks, Steve. Yeah, you can hear the coach. He's losing his voice a little bit over there. Had to exhaust it a lot throughout the course of this contest here today. But his boys are heading to the championship game against Sioux Falls Lincoln tomorrow night. 53-44, your final score in this one. Take a look at the highlights now from this contest, our final game of 4 today. See the offense from the Huron Tigers. They had a big focus of getting inside. Roosevelt tried to match that intensity in the interior. Skogsberg with a couple hard-earned buckets. This guy, Blake Elwine, with the ferocious jam there. Finished with 23 points today, 13 rebounds, a double-double. His brother hit some big threes in the second half. 2 of them, to be exact, and Memphis Bylander going coast-to-coast with that layup. Just great unselfish play from really both teams today. The threes started to hit for Huron. They made 3 of them over the course of this game. The inside presence for both teams today was noticeable. There were several players in double figures, 2 for each team today. Elwine finished with 23 points. Anderson Porish, he had 13. Miles Elwine finished just shy of a double-figure effort today with 8 points. If you take a look at the team numbers in this one, 11 makes from the field for Huron, 12 for Roosevelt. Each team hit 3 3-pointers. The difference won it this game today came with the rebounding effort for Huron and their ability to knock in their free throws in clutch situations. They were 88% at the line today.
Yeah, look at that number for Huron as a team, 28-32 in free throws. And I can hear my dad's voice, who just had his 91st birthday, by the way. Happy birthday, Dad.
Yeah.
Well, we'd be watching the games when I was a kid, and he'd always say, free throws, free throws, free throws. You've got to make your free throws. Close games are won and lost at the free throw line. Roosevelt did a good job at the free throw line today, no doubt about that, but it was the pace of the game favored Huron. The game in the score with the 50s and 40s, that favored Huron. If this game had been up in the 60s and 70s, I think Roosevelt would have won this contest.
The energy is high right now for the Huron Tigers. The adrenaline has got to be through the roof. What kind of energy will they be able to bring tomorrow against Sioux Falls Lincoln? We'll talk about that when we preview tomorrow's bracket with 4 more games to go from the AA tournament in Rapid City. We're back with our final thoughts after the break.
You live life on the move. While you determine what direction that may be, we're here to help along the way. So go. Go with values. Go with friends. Go with support. Go with convenience.
Bioethanol supplies more than just energy. It creates jobs in rural communities. It drives demand for local corn. It provides opportunities for family farms to thrive. To ensure agriculture plays a leading role in the efforts to decarbonize and transition energy, bioethanol remains at the forefront of a pursuit for a cleaner, brighter future for all Americans. Learn how at sdethanol.com.
At Muth Electric, we don't just power projects, we empower people. We invest in training, mentorship, and career development opportunities at every level. Because strong careers build strong communities. Your future is bright with Muth Electric. Muth Electric now hiring.
Lake Area Technical College provides hands-on learning and practical experience in real-world environments. Prepare for a career right out of school from the moment you step on campus for an education that can really be put to work. Lake Area Tech is the start of something new.
Back one final time as the lights go out and they settle in with the day 2 in the books now here at the AA boys basketball tournament. This one was a fun one here tonight. 2 great semifinal battles today. Huron got the victory in our final game against Roosevelt, 53-44. They will head to the title game tomorrow. Roosevelt will go on to the 3rd place game. So you look at the way things wrapped up today. This is from our consolation bracket earlier on today. Watertown got the come from behind victory over the T-Area Titans, 73-68. O'Gorman suffered a tough luck loss against Brandon Valley, 57-52. This evening, the battles continued on with Sioux Falls Lincoln beating Harrisburg 53-48. This one a knockout, drag-out battle between the Huron Tigers and Roosevelt Rough Riders. Goes Huron's way 53-44.
Physicality, I guess that's the one word I would describe, because all the games today, very physical, hard fought, all close. basketball games. The intensity was especially high in this last game, but that, it's been pretty, competitive basketball, intense basketball all day long here on this Friday in Rapid City.
Well, that's how today looked. As you get some of the highlights as we get this one wrapped up. It was a fun day in Rapid City. We've got 4 more games coming your way tomorrow. Join us at 11 Mountain Time as we get back on the air and ready to roll with our final day of the AA Boys Basketball Tournament. He's Steve Toom. I'm JJ Hardigan. We'll see you tomorrow from the Monument inside the Ice Arena. Have a good night, everybody. This is South Dakota Public Broadcasting.